104.5 FM and 1440 AM WHAR. This is Clay Battelle High CP's football. Tonight's game is brought to you by HealthWorks. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks. 9 convenient locations to serve you. By Lang Monument, family owned since 1874 in the Wharf District, Morgantown. By Morgantown Power Sports, carrying a complete lineup of Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, and KTM. Morgantown Power Sports on the mile ground. By Mon Health System, feel the difference. By Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, the area's only Carrier factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts. By the Insurance Centers, where serving you is our best policy. And by Omega Commercial Interiors. For office furniture, buy local at Omega in Morgantown and Charleston. Clay Battelle High football is on the air.
And welcome to the final game of the regular season between the Clay Battelle Seabees and the Magnolia Golden Eagles. For the final time this season, Ethan Collins joined alongside me is Chance Collins. Yes, relation. Chance, we've had a lot of time to talk to the players today, reminisce on some memories, and what it may not have been the prettiest season on the record, but it's certainly been a fun season for us up here in the booth, and the guys still seem like they're having fun. And to tell you the truth, I think it showed a lot about these kids, the way that they played last week against Payton City. You may not make the playoffs. You know that the season is going to be over come next week, but you know what? They came out, they played hard, and they ruined somebody else's season.
And they did. And, I mean, you look at it, injuries kind of ruined their season, and injuries hit Payton City pretty hard last week, and it come back to haunt them. But if you look back at the first 3 games of the season, I think they lost the first 3 games by a total of 9 points. We have had a phenomenal season as far as calling games because of how close it is. And even in those 3 games, even though they lost, the one thing that still comes back in my memory, and I think really – shows itself in the Payton City game is these kids have never quit all season long, and that's always a nice thing to see. Is we send 8 seniors this year off on senior night with their last game here at Clay Battelle.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, we're going to get off the air here and let these kids speak a little bit as well as the coach. We did a special pregame session with all the seniors, played a little game with them, and talked about their future. So I'll tell you what, we'll step off the air here for an extended pregame show. You are listening to Clay Battelle CB's Football here on WHAR.com.
Josh Heinerman here from Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. After 20 years in business, we've learned a few things. Focus on the customer experience and always stand by your product. That's why Advanced HVAC and Plumbing is now offering a 10-year warranty on parts and labor for all new Carrier heating and cooling systems. We trust our products so much that we will stand by it for 10 years.
Carrier. Turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
Hey,
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the pregame show here on WHAR.com. This coach's interview is sponsored by HealthWorks. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks. 9 convenient locations to serve you. And, Coach, first off, we got to talk uniforms. National Guard unis tonight, but you've added a little bit extra tonight with that Stars and Stripes stripe on the helmet. I understand the AD put that together, and you guys hand put them on. A lot of man hours on this.
That was Coach Kraft and Coach Huffman. They stayed after the one night and put those on. And whenever the boys came in the next day and practice, man, y'all saw their eyes light up. Very special, and thank those gentlemen.
It's in the details, isn't it, Coach?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, these jerseys are a complete nightmare to find from the booth. It's a good thing I know these kids inside and out. I can tell who they are by how they run. And Josiah's obviously easy to spot because of those neon green cleats. But last game of the season, we didn't really get to talk about Payton City a lot, but I think the biggest thing that we could take away from that Payton City game is that this team has a lot of heart, and they're going to play until the absolute end of the season.
Yeah, they did. And, that's what we told them up there in the locker room. Every game this year, they have played hard. This team has a lot of grit. Again, we've come out on the short end a few times, but like I say, it's not because of lack of effort or anything. Like I say, they have a lot of grit about them, and you'll see that tonight also.
What are you seeing on this Magnolia team? I notice a lot of kids on that sideline for a single-A school. They've got a lot of kids. I talked to their coach earlier. He said he felt like he was playing 25 freshmen, but it's the last game of the season now, and these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, whenever you watch them on film, you can tell. I mean, they've improved throughout the games and like that. They're a solid ball club. I mean, they've got size. They got the athletes around and the whole works. The quarterback throws well. The running backs, good blocking. They run a lot of offensive formations. So you have to really be alert there, or they'll catch you off guard.
One last thing here before I let you go. It's senior night. Anything you want to say about these seniors?
I told them up there, they've been a special group, coming through. They've been part of 2 state playoff teams, and, they work hard at whatever they do. Whatever they do in life, they're going to be very successful because they have a great work ethic.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach, for this season. You gave me a lot of fun and entertaining games to call.
We appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Thank you. That is the coach's interview. We'll be back with the rest of the pregame show here on WAJR.com.
Hey, your future is calling. Are you ready? Mon Health is hiring and dedicated to helping you find the best fit for a life-work balance. Think about that. Life-work, not work-life. Your life is important to us. Personal growth opportunities, sign-on bonuses, free on-site parking, and a robust employee assistance program with wellness coaching, child care resources, and 24/7 mental health support. Are you ready to take the next step toward a better future? Visit monhealth.com/careers to apply today.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on WAJR.com. It is senior night, so this is going to be an extended pregame here, and I'm here with the quarterback, J.C. Spears. J.C., you're going to be our guinea pig tonight. We're going to do some senior night activities, talk about your future and stuff that you have planned after high school, and then we're going to get into a nice little game of 60 seconds question. You excited?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Okay, so first off, I just want to ask you, what are your plans after high school? Do you plan on going to college or going straight into the workforce? Do you plan on playing a sport, if it being football? I mean, I know you play basketball and baseball. What are your plans after high school?
Hopefully to play baseball in college and go to college for physical training or electrical engineering.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. And I know you've been in the program. I've seen the pictures on Facebook all through the years. Do you have anybody you'd like to thank over these last few years in your football career?
I'd like to thank the coaches and my parents and all my teammates for getting me here and doing as good as I am and everything.
Yeah. All right. 60 seconds. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Hang on. Let me get my timer ready. Get the time. I probably should have done this earlier. Hang on just a second here. All right, we got 1 minute on the clock. All right, we'll start here in 3, 2, and in 1. All right, favorite NFL team?
Seahawks.
What would you be doing right now if you weren't getting ready for the game?
Playing Xbox.
All right, favorite subject in school?
Math.
Turf or grass?
Turf.
Favorite movie?
Remember the Titans.
Song that gets you pumped up?
Ric Flair drip.
Favorite sport besides football?
Baseball.
Dream car?
Mustang.
Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas?
Nike.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
Powerade or Gatorade?
Gatorade.
Favorite place to eat?
Texas Roadhouse.
Traditional or boneless?
Boneless.
Would you rather play in hot or cold weather?
Hot.
Favorite TV show?
Friends.
If you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Blue.
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Worst subject in school?
English.
Favorite band or artist?
Zach Bryan.
All right. Last question here. Celebrity crush?
Jennifer Aniston.
There you go. All right. That's 60 seconds here with J.C. Spears. J.C., you got 20 questions. So top two people that answer the most questions are going to advance to the championship. Those 2 people will be able to battle it out for a $25 gift card. JC, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Reimagine every adventure, every terrain, every incredible memory. The Yamaha Wolverine family of side-by-side vehicles helps you reimagine off-road capability, comfort, and confidence. With the Wolverine R-Max 2 and 41000, recreation meets sport and maximum power meets maximum comfort and versatility. See the complete lineup of Yamahas at Morgantown Power Sports on the Mile Ground or morgantownpowersports.com. Always wear your seatbelt, helmet, eye protection, and protective clothing. Read owner's manual before operation.
Welcome back to the extended pregame show here on senior night on WAJR.com between the Battelle CBs and the Magnolia Golden Eagles. I'm here with Gunner Price, number 20, and we're going to continue our pregame show here. Gunnar, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing just fine. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit tonight about maybe your possible future plans after high school. Do you plan on going to college? Do you play any other sports? Do you plan on playing any sports in college? And what are your plans after high school?
So after high school, I plan on either going to the Marines or National Guard or possibly the coal mines. And see what happens after that.
So what you're telling me is that you really like these camo uniforms that the National Guard's putting on for you here tonight?
Absolutely. They look great.
All right. Anybody that you want to thank here for this season that's supported you along the way, your teammates, coaches, parents, anything like that?
I'd like to thank the coaching staff for giving me such a great final season to go out with.
All right. You ready to play 60-second questions?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock, and in 3, 2, and in 1. All right. Favorite NFL team?
San Francisco.
What would you be doing right now if you weren't getting ready for the game?
Sleeping.
Favorite subject in school?
Math.
Turf or grass?
Turf.
Favorite movie?
Transformers.
Song that gets you pumped up?
Any Hank Williams Jr. songs.
Favorite sport besides football?
Basketball.
Dream car?
Chevelle SS.
Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas?
Under Armour.
Offense or defense?
Defense.
Powerade or Gatorade?
Gatorade.
Favorite place to eat?
Creek and Rail.
Traditional or boneless?
Traditional.
Would you rather play in hot or cold weather?
Cold.
Favorite TV show?
Supernatural.
If you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Red.
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Worst subject in school?
English.
Favorite band or artist?
Motley Crue.
Celebrity crush?
Don't really have one.
Okay. All right, that was the final question there. I believe you got 20. 20. All right. Appreciate your time, Gunnar.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thank you. That is Gunnar Price, and we'll be back here with more pregame show here on WAJR.com.
Hi, it's Peggy Lovio from Omega Commercial Interiors. Friday night touchdowns keep you on your feet, but when it comes to office furniture, Omega's got the perfect seat. High school football is all about community supporting our local teams. At Omega, let our team support your office furniture needs. Remember, buy local, and when you need office furniture, call us or go to OmegaCommercialInteriors.com. We're a proud West Virginia company in Morgantown and Charleston.
Welcome back to the extended pregame show here on WAJR.com. I'm here with Joe Stewart. And Joe, how are you doing tonight?
Good.
All right. So just wanted to give you an opportunity here to talk about your plans after high school, maybe thank some people that's helped you along this season. And do you play any other sports?
Yes, I do.
What are those?
Basketball and baseball.
What do you play in baseball?
Right field.
Right field. Offensive lineman in right field, that's an interesting position. Let me guess. Power hitter, they just need to stick you out in the field somewhere, right?
No, I don't hit.
No, you don't hit?
I don't hit.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to put what are your plans after high school?
I plan on going to Davis and Elkins College.
All right. What are you planning to major in?
Criminology.
Criminology. Okay. You ready to play 60-second questions here?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to hand the phone to Chance here, my color commentator, and he is going to take it over from there.
All right, get ready with your timer, Ethan. You ready?
Ready.
Here we go. First question, 1. Favorite NFL team?
Steelers.
What would you be doing right now if you weren't getting ready for the game?
Sleeping.
Favorite subject in school?
Math.
Turf or grass?
Grass.
Favorite movie?
Oh, crap.
If you don't know, pass.
Pass.
Song that gets you pumped up?
Ready.
Favorite sports besides football?
Baseball.
Dream car?
66 Corvette.
Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas?
Nike.
Offense or defense?
Defense.
Powerade or Gatorade?
Gatorade.
Favorite place to eat?
Texas Roadhouse.
Traditional or boneless?
Traditional.
Would you rather play in hot or cold weather?
Cold.
Favorite TV show?
Friends.
If you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Blue.
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Worst subject in school?
English.
Favorite band artist?
Pass.
Celebrity crush?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, that's it. All right, you got 18 questions there, Joe. All right, was that so hard?
No.
Yeah. Did I make it harder than it seemed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured I did that. All right. Thank you, Joe, for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, this is the extended pregame show here on WAJR.com.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Welcome back to the extended pregame show here on WAJR.com. I'm here with Easton Rowan. Easton, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Doing all right. Hey, just wanted to give you a chance to talk before the game here. This is your last time suiting up here. Do you play any other sports?
No, I do not.
Oh, so this is your last athletic activity. Is it sinking in yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm fortunate to hear that, but we're going to play. Well, first off, what are your plans after high school?
There's a lot of choices for me. Some sort.
Okay, I got you. All right, you ready to play 60 seconds questions?
I guess, yeah.
All right, I'm going to hand it over to Chance here because he's our offensive lineman guru, as you can see here. And we'll put 60 seconds on the clock. And when we do, you'll have a chance to answer as many questions as you can in 60 seconds. On your mark, Chance.
Offense or defense?
Defense.
Powerade or Gatorade?
Gatorade.
Favorite place to eat?
Texas Roadhouse.
Traditional or boneless?
Boneless.
Would you rather play in hot or cold weather?
Cold.
Favorite TV show?
Family House.
If you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Blue.
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Worst subject in school?
Science.
Favorite band or artist?
Alan Jackson.
Celebrity crush?
Don't have one.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Who's the best Spider-Man?
The first one.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Breakfast.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
If you could choose your superpower, what would it be?
Speed.
Night owl or early riser?
Night out.
Favorite pizza place?
Domino's.
Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Cake or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Favorite NFL team?
Okay, we'll let him answer that question.
Favorite? Don't have one?
Dallas.
All right, that's going to do it here for the WAJR pregame show with Easton Run. I believe you got 21 questions. That's going to advance you to the championship. You ready to go again?
I guess.
All right, here we go. All right, that's going to do it for the pregame show here with Easton Run. You're listening to the pregame show here on WAJR.com.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on WAJR.com. I'm here with Maddox Shriver. Maddox, how you doing today? By the way, I've been calling you 3 different names probably this whole season, a gibberish mix between the two, and I've called you Maddox and Max. Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I like to be called Max. Nobody usually calls me Maddox besides my mom.
Okay, well, there we go. Last game to figure it out, and we got the correct pronunciation that he prefers. So, Max, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
All right. Listen, you know you're under pressure here because your brother won last year. Oh, by the way, am I touching the hurt shoulder?
Oh, no, it's the other one.
Okay, it's the other one, so I can grab you on this shoulder. Okay, so... But I will say he advanced to the championship with only 12 questions, and that would have been in last place come this year. Do you realize that?
Yeah.
All right. Did he share some of the gift card with you last year?
No, he didn't even tell me about it.
Oh, my goodness. Can you believe that? Actually, you know what? I can. Yeah, well, he gave it to Adam Colat.
Yes,
he did give it to Adam Colat. So, first off, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about your plans after high school. Do you play any other sports?
Yeah, I run track and throw shot puts.
Okay, gotcha. Do you plan on going to college and playing a sport in college, or you planning on entering the workforce?
I plan on going to college and playing football, but I'm not sure where.
Recruitment is open, folks.
Yeah, I'm not sure really where I want to go yet.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, anybody that you'd like to thank here for so far this season?
Kim for taking care of all my boo-boos all the time.
Shouting out the trainer. That is an A-plus team athlete right there. All right. Are you ready to play 60 seconds here?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Let me get the Siri off here. There we go. All right. Favorite NFL team?
Steelers.
What would you be doing right now if you weren't getting ready for the game?
Playing video games.
Favorite subject in school?
History.
Turf or grass?
Turf.
Favorite movie?
Fast and Furious.
Song that gets you pumped up?
Shaba by A$AP Ferg.
Favorite sport besides football?
Track.
Dream car?
Hellcat.
Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas?
Adidas.
Offense or defense?
Defense.
Powerade or Gatorade?
Powerade.
Favorite place to eat?
Chick-fil-A.
Traditional or boneless?
Boneless.
Would you rather play in hot or cold weather?
Cold.
Favorite TV show? You can pass.
Pass.
If you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Purple.
Steak or chicken?
Chicken.
Worst subject in school?
Math.
Favorite band or artist?
Young boy.
Celebrity crush?
Margot Robbie.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
All right, that is it. You got 20 questions. Just short, but you did beat Carson. So technically, if Adam Colat has some of that gift card left, you can tell him that you would have won last year. All right. Thank you for your time, Max.
Yep.
All right, that's going to do it with Max Shriver. We'll continue with the pregame show here on WAJR.com.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Dakota, I have to delete your first recording because you made it to the championship round. First off, just want to say congratulations on making it to your senior year. I understand you're coming.
Hey, your future is calling. Are you ready? Mon Health is hiring and dedicated to helping you find the best fit for a life-work balance. Think about that. Life-work, not work-life. Your life is important to us. Personal growth opportunities, sign-on bonuses, free on-site parking, and a robust employee assistance program with wellness coaching, childcare resources, and 24/7 mental health support. Are you ready to take the next step toward a better future? Visit monhealth.com/careers to apply today.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on WAJR.com. Chance, it was interesting to get to know some of these players a little bit better. I mean, we've been calling their names, highlighting their plays, and it was nice to get to know these kids outside of the field.
I agree. You know when somebody says Chevelle SS, like he's a car guy. He knows what cars are.
We didn't get to that guy.
We didn't get to that guy yet.
I don't think we got to that guy yet.
We'll get
if
to
you
him.
noticed, there are 3 kids on here that did not get played, and I actually cut one off early. That's because they advanced to the championship. We had all these kids do 60 seconds, but I had to delete some because we had a 3-way tie. We had a tie for second, and then we had one guy in the lead. And then we said that we were going to take the top 2. We had to take top 3 because second place was tied, so we had to take 3 to the championship round, and we're going to get to those at halftime. Once again, there's a gift card on the line here. Got pretty competitive, I'm not going to lie here, but Chance, it was a blast getting to know some of these kids and asking them these questions. I know I probably should change up my questions a little bit for next year. You told me Spider-Man, take that out.
Yeah, there's just a couple of them.
DC and Marvel probably take that out because none of them picked DC, which is a shame because they don't know good comic books, but that's neither here nor there. You know, none of these kids know that Batman is so much far superior than Spider-Man, and all the DC guys would win in a fight.
It's a rich guy with all the cool gadgets, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's not even really
What's your
a
superpower? I'm rich.
I'm rich.
Yeah.
It's the most powerful superpower you can have. I mean, that's all. He's like Iron Man with a better suit. You know what I mean? Like he's got a fancy suit. He looks like a bat. You know, it's better than Iron Man.
Yeah, he's complex. He's taking apart his fears. That's why. You know. So, anyways, we'll get to the championship round here tonight. Little bit of a editor's note. Player lineups. We're actually not going to do player lineups based off the actual starting lineups. We're going to do it based off jersey number changes in the player lineups. Are sponsored by Lang Monument, family owned and celebrating 150 years in Morgantown, located on the Wharf District. With the camo unis, we've had Zach Hall transition to number 1. He was most upset about that. A couple linemen had to change, and they were like, just give me a number. Let me go hit somebody. You know, that's not that big of a deal. They didn't care. Yeah. But, Zach Hall ended up having to change to the number 1 from number 2. So if you're watching along with us on the video stream, you'll see a number 1 carrying the ball a lot tonight. That is Zach Hall.
You also got Cooper Statler going from 77 to 75 down there. And it's kind of like you brought up, you know, we're going to have to know them by how they look because –
good thing we've called a whole bunch of games for this team tonight. We called a whole bunch of the
games because the numbers are hard to see for us up here.
Kickoff is sponsored by Advanced Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, the area's only Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts and turn to Advanced. Clay Battelle set to kick off here Not sure who won the toss and what they decided to do, but Magnolia will get the ball first. So Clay Battelle will take the ball at the start of the second half. Chance, I'm a defer guy. I've always been a defer guy.
I think the defer's the way to go. I think that's probably 90% of the time, unless you're just out to prove a point with your offense.
I think that's absolutely true. If Dana was still coaching, take the ball every time. Because that's the way he makes statements.
Now we defer every time.
Yeah, now we defer every time.
We get that defense out there on the field.
J.C. Spears set to kick this one off here for the CBs.
A little hold up here. Looks like ain't handing them.
They had to get the clock down to 0.
Okay. Say ain't handing the ball over.
All right, now we're set and ready to go. Spears points to the left, points to the right. We are working. CBs are working from right to left. Magnolia from left to right. As the kickoff is away, and their number 1 is getting across midfield. He's at the 40. He's at the 45 and knocked out of bounds. A good start to the game here for
that's Preston Beverlin on the return.
And just like that, Magnolia Golden Eagles are going to already take over in opponent territory, deep into their own opponent territory here at the 35-yard line. Once again, uniform combinations for tonight. Clay Battelle in the navy blue helmets and pants with a Stars and Stripes stripe across the back of the helmet, and the camo National Guard jerseys. Magnolia in the all-white tops. They line up in an I formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
They have 12 players on the field.
Well, they motion here. Let's see. There's no flag. There's the flag. And the running back, Hunter Oates, gets the carry, and he does probably get the first down, but unfortunately this one's going to be called back. And the flag does call. I wonder if one of the coaches said, hey, they got 12 players on the field.
They called a legal procedure.
Legal procedure. I believe, that's still 12 men on the field.
Still,
illegal.
Okay.
Yeah. Illegal procedure can mean many things. But I think actually that's the official note for it on a 12 men on the field is illegal procedure. So that will back the ball up 5 yards.
Just for the record, there's still 12 in the huddle.
There's still
12 in the huddle.
Now they pull
there
one.
You go. All right.
Wait.
Now, hold on. He's going to come over. He's going to go back in.
They break the huddle with 12 again.
And he comes off. If I'm correct, that's a penalty. You can't break the huddle with 12.
I'm not sure.
I know it is.
They line up in an ace formation here with 2 receivers to the right. They hand it off to Oates again. Oates has some space. He gets across the 30, cuts back to the middle of the field, goes to the 20. There's a flag on the play. This one will be coming back. He goes into the end zone touchdown, but this one will come back on a holding penalty. Flag is at the 29-yard line. It's usually at the spot of the foul for a holding penalty, so that will move the ball back almost to the original line of scrimmage because the line to gain is the 22.5.
You can see Oates there kind of throws hands in frustration like, come on, guys.
I've had 2 good runs, and we can't do anything right. So now they are going to pull off number 1, Preston Beverlin, who had the good kick return at wide receiver. He's actually the one getting the play in. They have a sophomore quarterback, Kingston Kristen. They break the huddle with 11. Need to emphasize that. Ace formation. Actually, it's a power formation. Fullback lined up off center. He motions from right to left. They hand it off to Oates on the left side, and he is going to be met right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Looked like Max Shriver, as we heard, he likes to be referred to, getting in there on the play, and I think Joe Stewart was also involved in that one.
Now, Cooper Statler is the one that has his number changed from 77 to 75, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. I'm going to make a note of that, actually. 2nd down and 11 here. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers on each side. We'll do it after this play. They motion the slot receiver from left to right. They look like they're going to pass here. They're going to slip it out on a screen to Preston Beverland. He gets across the sticks, across the 20-yard line, and down at the 18. Magnolia is now in the red zone.
I'm going to catch my stats up because I was sitting here just daydreaming thinking I could enjoy the game. And I need to remember that I need to keep stats for you. The good thing is we had 3 straight penalties, so it really didn't matter. So we'll get Oates down for a carry of 0 that officially counted.
All right, they line up in an I formation, 1 receiver to the right. They hand it off to Oates, and Oates is going to be met for a minimal gain. Doesn't even gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it is a no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. We're approaching 10 minutes left to go in the opening quarter.
Now, when we talked to the Magnolia coach, or I did earlier before the game, he did bring up that controlling the line of scrimmage was going to be a key part for him. And so far you see they've had some good plays that end up getting called back, and then they've struggled a little bit against this Clay Battelle defensive line.
They line up in a power formation. The fullback, I believe that is Matthew Anderson, lined up almost at a tight end position. And they're going to hand it off to him on a misdirection. And Cooper Statler with an excellent open field tackle to shed his block and just roll him down. Gain of about 2 or 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd down and about 6.5.
Big play here for the CB's defense. They started out last week with
I want to mention
their
kicker can make a field goal from here. His accuracy is a little bit inconsistent, and that should be mentioned. That is number 25, Lucas Pena.
Soccer player.
Yes, 100%. They line up in a 3-back set, and they hand it off to Oates. Oates gets to the 25 and is met
by Maverick Gum.
Maverick Gum and Dakota Walls. Did get a decent gain on the play, maybe of about 2 or 3, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 3.5.
That's 4th.
4th and 3.5, sorry. I don't think they're going to kick it. It looks like they're going to go for it. 8.5 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. They line up in that power I formation. 1 receiver to the left. 2 fullbacks lined up with Levi Urbanek, Matthew Anderson, and Hunter Oates. They jump off sides, and that one is going to be a 1st down on a penalty. So that will bring up 1st down and goal because the ball is at the 9 now.
I know you brought up in your notes before the game that Magnolia was susceptible to the hard count, and it seems like that time we fell for it. And I'd say that's being off for a couple weeks for Shriver, just not used to the listening to it being a little bit anxious.
Aggressive.
Wanting to make a play.
1st down and goal here for the Golden Eagles. They line up in they motion, though, to an ace formation with 2 fullbacks to the right. They hand it off to Oates to the right. The ball's on the ground, and I think the CBs have it. Can't tell because you can't see anything in the camo uniforms, but the referee has signaled 1st down, Clay Battelle.
Well, see, I knew we had it when the ball disappeared, because when the ball disappeared, it was camouflage. That's how I knew we had it.
How can you tell what's going on? Guy's camouflaged. Sorry. For anybody who doesn't like those jokes, you're going to hear a lot of them tonight. Just letting you know. 7:54 left to go here in the first quarter, and on 1st down and goal, Clay Battelle gets the first turnover of the night by Magnolia. They fumble it at the opponent 9. Clay Battelle gets it at their own 10 or 6.5. Actually, it's about the 5.5. So let's see what they do here. Go maybe conservative. We saw the run work very well last week against Payton City. Taking their time to get out of the huddle here, but the play clock didn't start.
Yep.
Zach Hall lined up in an empty backfield, tight to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Zach Hall takes the snap. He runs to his right. He's got some space to work, cuts back to the middle of the field, falls down at the 11. Gain of about 5 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the CBs.
Nice little run there. He was running it to the right, cut it back across.
It just doesn't seem right seeing him wear number 1, does it?
I can't tell what number he is.
You know what? That's very fair.
My eyes are a little bit older than yours, even with the LASIK's done to them. I see camouflage jerseys is what I see.
Zach Hall set to take the snap, still in an empty backfield, tight to the left this time. No wide receivers. He runs to that left, cuts across at the 15, and he's met by a whole host of Magnolia Golden Eagles. He's going to be very close to the first down, but I don't think he got there.
It looked like they're marking it right at the 15,
yeah,
2 yards short.
So it'll be about 2 yards short here on 3rd down and 2. Chance, do you keep going?
All right, just keep running it.
Maybe go Maverick Gum this time, or do you think you keep running it with Zach Hall?
I can see running it with Zach Hall. Let's see if maybe we put Max Schreiber in front of him, do a little.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point,
get a blocker in front of him. I do believe. I mean, you'd hate to say two-town territory in your own 20, but
Maverick is set to take the snap this time. I believe Zach Hall is to his right. He runs it to the right. I do believe he got the first down. He got just across. Oh, do you go for it, Chance?
There's some part of me that it's a yes, but we'll find out here from the coach how he feels. I don't.
This is 4th and 1. You're very short.
You're probably at 2.5 feet, not 3 feet, and it does appear that
6 minutes left to go. I wonder if they are going to go on a hard count. Zach Hall set to take the snap. Tight formation. Oh, we jumped. We jumped this time.
Yeah, that was, let me see if I can, was that maybe Joshua Wilson on there?
I think
again, the numbers were a little bit tough there. Penalties for both. I think you can see the anxiousness of the seniors out here on the field of wanting to make something happen. But now
we are going to line up to punt this time, and it looks like Preston Beverlin is back deep to receive the punt for the CBs. For the Golden Eagles. One guy a little bit late to get into the punt formation. J.C. Spears lined up deep. He rolls to his right and puts a bouncing end-over-end kick. It doesn't really go very far, and he doesn't get the favorable roll this time, and Battelle and Magnolia will take over in opponent territory down at about the 38-yard line, around where they took over on the kickoff, Chance.
Well, they started around the 30, so we gained 8 yards in this process, so we'll take that with them. And
5:20 left to go in the opening quarter. Score still 0-0 here on WAJR.com. Each team has had a possession. Magnolia got down to a goal-to-go situation, fumbled the ball. Battelle back deep against their own end zone, tried to get a first down. Were very close, but punted it away. 1st down and 10 for Magnolia. They line up in a shotgun formation, 2 receivers on each side, running back. Actually, that's the fullback, Matthew Anderson, to the quarterback's right. They roll out to pass to the right. Pressure coming. They throw it. He somehow gets rid of it. Maverick Gum had a beat on it, but went over to the side that he wasn't expecting it to, and it falls incomplete. Good job there by Kingston Kristen to just get that ball away.
I was going to say it was Karsten, if I'm reading him right, Carson Moore there with the pressure. He also had pressure, it looks like, by Max Schreiber to kind of make him come up in, but well played.
2nd down and 10 here for Magnolia. Once again, I mean, compared to Payton City, this is a totally different sideline. You got enough to field 2 more teams on that sideline for Magnolia.
Agreed. I don't think Magnolia could hurt their whole starting lineup on both sides of the ball and still field a team. So I don't think we got to worry about injuries on their side.
They're switching the formation a lot. They line up in a pro formation. Quarterback is under center, though. They hand it off to Oates. Oates gets across the line of scrimmage, gets a decent gain across the 35 down to about the 32. Line to gain is the 28.5. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4. We're under 5 minutes left to go here in the opening quarter.
We seem to be doing a decent job of controlling the line. It seems like 1 out of every 3 plays seems to bust a hole open, and Oates is an explosive ball player.
Same formation, almost the same play, but they hand it off to the fullback this time, Matthew Anderson. He gets very close to the first down, but it is going to be 4th down and very short. Maybe about a half yard here. The line to gain is the 28.5. Ball is at the 29. They're going to go for it. Probably run the same play with Matthew Anderson again. He's kind of their power back. Hunter Oates is kind of their speed back. I think you've gotten that distinction, and Anderson is actually the guy lined up back deep in the backfield. They have 2 offensive linemen lined up as fullbacks. He gets across the first down marker and a whole lot more inside the red zone, down to about the 17-yard line. And
12-yard run.
And Magnolia is in the red zone yet again.
I mean, there's times I feel like we're controlling, and then there's other times that they're doing. I'll give the Magnolia coach, I believe the line of scrimmage is going to be the battle to watch tonight.
This is what happens when you're able to substitute also your backs with fresh legs, and 2 different types of runners as well. Hunter Oates lined up deep in the backfield. He runs it to the left. Good block there by one of the fullbacks, and he breaks a couple tackles and is into the end zone. Touchdown, Magnolia.
18 yards on the run.
And there is a CB down. And I'll tell you what, we'll take a quick break while they attend to the injured player. You are listening to WAJR.com.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 20 years, we have put our customers first. And that's not just talk. We back that up as a promise. Advanced HVAC and Plumbing offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee. We promise that if you are not completely satisfied with your new Carrier system in the first year, we will remove the equipment and refund your purchase entirely.
Carrier. Turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
Hi, I'm David McCormick, owner of Omega Commercial Interiors. Did you know high school football is the most attended spectator sport in America? Seeing all those people cheering the home team got me thinking. In the bleachers, it's fun to stand and cheer, but at the office, you should sit in comfort. If your office furniture could use a new playbook, call Omega Commercial Interiors. Remember, buy local, and when you need office furniture, call us or go to OmegaCommercialInteriors.com. We're a proud West Virginia company.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Dakota Walls was the injured player on the field for the Seabees. He's helped off the field by the trainers. You hope he's okay and able to return. He does have his helmet off, and you hate to see that for a senior on senior night.
I was going to say, you also bring up the point during senior night as he walked across the field, one of the comments made by the PA announcer was just thankful for an injury-free senior season.
Yeah.
And, you know, you hate to see that at any point in time.
All right, Magnolia lines up to go for 2 as they go into a formation and then switch the field. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They line up to pass. Pressure coming. They throw it to the end zone, and it's caught by the tight end, number 88, Brandon Kocher. And the Golden Eagles take an 8-0 lead over the Seabees.
It was actually defended well. Just it was a big body tight end who got himself in between.
We said before. I had chance seeing my notes. I said this Brandon Kocher kid is Matthew Gadd 2.0, and for those who listened to us last year, they know exactly who we're talking about when we talk about Matthew Gadd. Big body, physical body, but he lines up at wide receiver a lot, which is interesting. I'm wondering if they use him more as a downfield blocker. I actually watched 2 games of film, never thrown to once.
And that makes you wonder if he ain't a senior and they're just trying to get the ball in his hands and get him that 2 point. But he done a good job of like turning his body to the defender that was there and just blocking him off, putting his big mitts out there and coming down with it.
This is the first time we will see the kicker, Lucas Pena, to kick here for the Golden Eagles. He lines it up at the far hash over on the left side, so I would be prepared for Zach Hall to take this one because he's the guy lined up deep to the opposite side. Takes a nice booming but sky kick at about the 38-yard line, received. Can't tell exactly who that is. I believe that's Tyson Price, number 11, and it is. And he gets the ball across the 40 down to about the 42. Best field position so far for the Seabees, but at the same time, they've only had one possession, and that was on their own 6-yard line. 3:23 left to go in the opening quarter. Clay Battelle trails Magnolia by a score of 8-0. Magnolia got off to an 0-8 start and have won their last 2 games so far this season. They beat Valley Wetzel last week and Ravenswood the week before that.
I was saying, speaking to the coach, he said he wished he could start the season now because he felt like he started it with 43 freshmen. A lot more experience. He's getting them into the routine of what they as coaches want him to do.
Spears is lined up to take the snap here. 2 receivers on each side. I believe that's Maddox Shriver lined up to the quarterback's right. Magnolia calls a timeout. I don't believe they were ready for what Clay Battelle was about to throw at them.
Now, you had a guy over here uncovered, 2 players trying to switch. He's screaming at him, you cover him. He's going, no, you cover him. And when it was all said and done, the coach said, no, I'm going to cover both of you right now with a whole bunch of sentence-enhancing words. And get you over here and tell you which one was supposed to be covering.
That was the first time out of the game. 2 timeouts remaining for Magnolia, all 3 for Clay Battelle. It's the first snap after the first score of the game. Magnolia leads by a score of 8-0 over Clay Battelle. And Clay Battelle has the ball at their own 43-yard line, first down and 10.
Gained an extra yard.
Yeah, I noticed
had him
that.
at the 42, and we somehow made it to the 4. We'll take that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can call another, 57 timeouts and get down there to the goal line.
All right, they break the huddle here. See if they line up in the same formation. It doesn't look like they're going to. Actually, I think it's flipped this time.
Looks like
Maverick Gum is actually the wide receiver lined up wide to the left. Ponceroff, the slot receiver, to the left. Now they switch the formation. Zach Hall, the slot receiver, to the right. They spread it out more. Josiah Morgan, the wide receiver, to the right. They do a screen pass, bubble screen to Zach Hall. He breaks one tackle, cuts to the outside, gets across the 45, out at about the 46. Second down and about 7 here, a gain of 3 on the play.
One of the stats I'll bring up that got brought up during senior night is J.C. Spears broke into the top 10
in all-time passing.
In all-time passing yards here at Clay Battelle.
And this is also should be mentioned. This is only his first season as the full-time starter. He lines up to take the snap again. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Zach Hall motions. They throw it to Ponceroff, and it's a dart, and it's dropped right into his hands, and he gets the catch. It'll be a first down for Clay Battelle in opponent territory out at about the 34-yard line. What a perfect pass there by Spears to Ponceroff. It looked like he had a defender draped on him. Preston Beverland had a beat on it, and somehow it just got outstretched from him and laid right into the hands of Braden Ponceroff.
Got him with a 20-yard reception there.
Now get Josiah Morgan involved. Get everybody involved in the passing game.
Yeah, this is definitely going to open the run game up if we can keep this going.
They line up under center this time with Maverick Gum, the tailback in the backfield. They run out to pass. They roll to the right. They throw it to Zach Hall. He's been pressured, and he drops the pass, and it'll be second down and 10 for Clay Battelle.
It was there. He hit him in the hands. It was just dropped.
Did you think that the contact was a little bit early right before he got the ball?
I didn't believe that was early. I do believe he shoved him about 2 yards out of bounds.
That's neither here nor there.
But at the same time,
Brady Nestor is being subbed out for, I believe that's Maddox Shriver. Second down and 10. Spears set to take the snap. Maddox Shriver to his right. 3 receivers bunched up of Maverick Gum, Josiah Morgan, and Zach Hall to the left. The lone receiver to the right is Ponceroff. Zach Hall motions from left to right. They roll out to the right. Throw it. Ponceroff's wide open. He's got it. Knocked out of bounds. Inside the red zone, down at the 13-yard line. This might be the Braden Ponceroff show here tonight.
That one there's 21 yards. And nobody even went with him. The safety was supposed to be getting over there, but the corner left him for the short route, and he was wide open.
Remember how we talked about Spears being in the top 10 in all-time passing yards? He might be in the top 5 after tonight with how this drive's going. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Clay Battelle now has the ball 1st and 10 in the red zone at the 13-yard line. They line up under center with 3 men in the backfield. They hand it off to Zach Hall, and he's going to be met for a loss. Excellent play by the defense there, splitting the gaps and ended up getting Zach Hall behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down and 12.
Well played by the defense there. Shot through the gap, was able to get the Hall before he was able to get any momentum going. And as far as Spears goes, couldn't happen to a better kid if he can crack that top 5.
1:45 left to go in the opening quarter. Same formation, under center with 3 men in the backfield. Snap, they go under center. They're going to roll out to the left. He's pressured, but he gets a catch completed to Maverick Gum. A nice, good hit there by Hunter Oates, the free safety. It is a positive gain though. Seemed like a lot of running for
5 yards.
Minimal gain there. The ball's at the 11, and it'll be 3rd down and about 8 for Clay Battelle. Obvious 4-down territory here if you're the CBs.
That's why you may see a run here. Just kind of setting things up, get yourself a little bit shorter. But
to see open up the playbook on 4th down for everything. Well, it looks like they might pass here. 2 receivers on each side. Maverick Gum, Ponceroff on the left, Zach Hall, and Josiah Morgan on the right. Maddox Shriver in the backfield. They step back. They throw it towards the end zone. Josiah Morgan touched him in the hands on the outstretch of the gloves, but it falls incomplete. He tried.
He did.
That's a difficult catch, Chance.
That was. He stretched himself out. I know after speaking to his father earlier tonight, he's going to say hit him in the hands.
Yeah.
Should have caught it.
Should have caught it.
But at the same time, it was a difficult stretch. Wasn't the easiest to pass to get to. But
not to mention the fact that J.C. Spears really threaded the needle there. He got it.
He did. And it was a nice throwing ball, but it's just a difficult spot to catch it.
49 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Clock is stopped. 4th down and 8 on the 11-yard line for Clay Battelle. They're going to toss it to Zach Hall. He looks like he's going to pass, though. He's going to try to run it, get it himself. He breaks a couple tackles and is met by 2 Golden Eagles, stood up, and falls down at about the 7. The line to gain was the 4, and Magnolia will take over 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
I am pretty sure that Zach Hall will be looking for the license plate number of the Peterbilt that he just ran into because that kid came up and put a lick on him.
Good job by him, though, to try and cut upfield and try to get some extra yardage to try to get that 1st down.
It was a design pass, but the defender did go with the receiver. So it was going to be a difficult pass.
That's the first new wrinkle in that playbook that I've seen all year by them. 1st down and 10 for the Golden Eagles. Pro formation here, fullback off center to the right. They motion one of the wide receivers inside. They hand it off to Oates. Oates tackled at the line of scrimmage, but he does fall forward for a decent gain of about 6 yards. He pulled the defender with him. I thought we might have gotten a face mask on us there, but
the way it went down, I would agree with you.
That might be the final play of this 1st quarter here. Let's see if they run another play. Doesn't look like they're going to as we count down to 10 seconds. Yep, they're walking towards their sideline. So that is going to be the end of the 1st quarter. Magnolia has the ball deep in their own territory at the 11-yard line. It is 2nd down and 4. We'll return here with the 2nd quarter of action. Your score, Clay Battelle 0, Magnolia 8, here on WAJR.com.
When you attend football games, do you rush to get a seat at the back of the bleachers for back support? Back pain is a common problem and can often be relieved with physical therapy treatments. If you have back pain, see your doctor and ask for a physical therapy prescription. Then see the physical therapy professionals at HealthWorks. With 9 nearby locations, finding quality care doesn't need to be a headache. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness. Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football. WAJR.
Welcome back to the second quarter of action here on WAJR.com, where your score, Magnolia 8, Clay Battelle 0. And Magnolia has the ball at their own 11-yard line. They're trying to pump up their away crowd. Good crowd on hand tonight for the CBs and these Magnolia Golden Eagles. They travel well.
They did. Nice to see the parents showing up here, probably on senior night for some of the players, and even for Magnolia, it's an away senior night.
Yeah,
it's that last game of the year.
They had their senior night actually 2 games ago against Ravenswood. That was they've been on the road for 2 straight games. They wind up in an I formation. They motion one of the wide receivers to a fullback position, and Hunter Oates has the carry, gets across the 30, he's into the open field, 50, 40. He's got a lot of space to work. He's running out of gas. Can he get there? No. Touchdown, Magnolia. Wow.
89 yards.
89-yard touchdown for Hunter Oates. You thought Clay Battelle might be able to catch him about 3 times as he ran down the sideline. He doesn't. Touchdown, Magnolia, and they take a 14-0 lead.
That puts them at 115 yards for the night.
He's going to get a lot more than that by the end of this game.
The one thing I can say about the CBs all season long, there hasn't been quit. I don't see it happening tonight.
Absolutely not.
We just got to find a way, hopefully stop a 2-point conversion here and find a way to score ourselves. We've driven the ball a little bit better on that last drive passing, so hopefully we can find something.
They line up to take the 2-point conversion here. 2 receivers to the right. Dead ball snap. I believe it's going to be a delay of game. You don't see that very often. A delay of game on a 2-point conversion. That's going to move the ball from the 3.5 to the 8.5.
The coach was not very happy with that. Like, you gave us no, push up with the clock.
I think he's arguing that the play clock did not get enough time. All right, they reset the play clock here at 25 seconds. Still in the huddle. Still haven't broken it at 15. Now they break it. 2 receivers to the right. It's the same formation, but now they're going to call a timeout. Wow.
He's talking to him on that, but that time there, I can't speak upon the first time. But that time there, it reset to 40, I think it was. Started playing, and you just didn't get to play in quick enough.
Yeah.
There.
And then they reset it to 25, and Magnolia still couldn't get it on. Anyways, 11:43 left to go here in the first half. Magnolia leads by a score of 14-0, extra point pending here. Chance, what are you seeing out of this Magnolia offense? Is it what the coach talked about, winning the line of scrimmage? I mean, has that just been it tonight?
I'm going to have to go with that has been it, because we've seen the CBs have a little bit of success against them. It forced them into some third downs over their drives. It made them, got a fumble, I think it was on third down on the first drive. I think it was your first or second, and we're just seeing it, there's a little bit of when they control the line of scrimmage, they're busting it big. When we control the line of scrimmage, we're holding them to less than 3 yards. So it'll be interesting to see how things go as this game develops. If maybe you don't see maybe some more linebackers being sent up the gaps, try to control that line of scrimmage a little bit better yourself with some pressure.
You were able to move the ball well on that last drive. Things kind of shrunk down a little bit once you got in the red zone. I get that. But they were able to move the ball. You're just kind of maybe hoping that you could get that running game going if you're Clay Battelle.
Yeah, need to mix it up just a little bit.
All right, 2-point conversion ready to go here. They line up in that same formation. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The fullback is to the quarterback's right. He rolls to his right, looks towards the end zone. Does he have him? Out reaching the wide receiver, incomplete. 2-point conversion, no good. Clay Battelle trails the Magnolia Golden Eagles by a score of 14-0.
And you could see that come back to be a key in this game there if we can get some offense going here and get it in the end zone, because if we can get 2 touchdowns and score both of our 2 points, now we got a 2-point lead.
I'll be interested to see how much special teams comes to play a factor here, because the field position game from so far, Clay Battelle has been taking over in their own territory on average, whereas Magnolia's only had 1 possession in their own territory, where it was a breakaway run on a 2-play drive that ended up being an 89-yard run. I think that's what you said, an 89-yard touchdown run. So field position has been in complete control of Magnolia. I wonder if that's going to play a huge factor in this game as well. They kicked it to around the second level the last time on the opposite side. They've lined up Maverick Gum now at the 30-yard line where the ball was last kicked. So I wonder if they're going to do that to the opposite side this time. You see the kicker is lined up on the far right hash. I wonder if he's going to try and pooch it over to Braden Ponseroff at the 35-yard line. He also may boot it deep. Let's see what they do here.
That little pooch again.
Yep, little pooch again, but it's this time to the middle of the field. That's Landon Savage taking the ball. He gets across the 45 and down to midfield. Good job there entering the Savage lands.
Yeah, see, you never want to kick the ball to the Savage lands. It just disappears and goes forward. But nice return by Savage to get it to 50.
Just like that, Clay Battelle will take over directly at midfield here. So only 50 yards to go. J.C. Spears looks to take the snap in an empty backfield here. 4 receivers to the right. Nope, Brady Nestor motions in as the fullback beside the quarterback to the left. 1 receiver to the left, that is Braden Ponseroff. Snap, little bubble screen here to Zach Hall. They try to get him in space. He dances at the line of scrimmage. Gets tackled by, it's fumbled, and Magnolia is going to recover. My goodness.
The wheels are falling off the bus now. The blocking by the receivers has to be better on that play.
He when he caught the ball, he had to dance around 2 guys. Unfortunately, he was going to end up with almost no gain, if not a loss, and then he ends up fumbling the ball trying to cut back into the middle of the field. But and chance, like I say, here's another possession that starts for Magnolia in opponent territory. They line up in an empty backfield, 3 receivers. They snap the ball. The receivers, and they got a receiver wide open. He's caught it at the 20, down to the 10, down to the 5. And Gunnar Price was the one who tackles the guy at the 5-yard line. Clay Battelle looked like they had absolutely no idea what was about to happen there. And the receivers on the right side didn't even move.
No, but that's Dyer, who we've not called his name tonight for Magnolia, on the reception for 42 yards.
Just like that, they're back in the red zone here. And they're going to line up in that power I formation with 3 tailbacks in the backfield, 2 fullbacks lined up of Levi Urbanak, Parson, and Oates. Oates gets the ball. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Magnolia. Not the start that you want if you are Clay Battelle. Coach for Magnolia signaling 1. They're going to go for the extra point this time.
The last 3 times that Oates has touched the ball, 18-yard run for a touchdown, 89-yard run for a touchdown, 5-yard run for a touchdown.
Extra point for Pena. Snap is good. Kick is up. Little chip kick.
It is good.
Just had the distance, and it is good. Magnolia now has a 21-point lead here against the Seabees with 10:57 left to go in the first half. We'll take a quick 30-second break and be back here on WAJR.com.
Ever take a moment to glance at the ball field fence and see the name Insurance Centers? It's not about the unlimited concession stand popcorn that comes with a sponsorship. It's about an investment. The Insurance Centers consistently sponsors area schools, youth sports programs, agriculture, first responders, and veterans. It's our investment in the future of those communities. So when you're cheering for your local team, just know the Insurance Centers is right there with you. Online at insurancecenters.com.
Clay Battelle High Seabees football on WAJR.
Welcome back to the second quarter with 10:57 left to go here in the opening half. Clay Battelle trails the Magnolia Golden Eagles by a score of 21-0. Chance, you were talking to me right before we came back. You said you want to see them run the ball, try to establish that run a little bit more.
I think run from the shotgun, at least make the defense think it's a possibility from the shotgun. I mean, there's no doubt that the passing hasn't been horrible when we pass down the field. The fumble, that's just
hand the ball off to Brady Nestor maybe to show them that they'll do it.
Yeah, bring the cornerbacks, the linebackers, safeties, make them at least come to the threat. Maybe get Max Shriver back there and let him run.
Different kicker kicking off here for Magnolia, and it just goes straight out of bounds, so it'll have the ball take over at the 35-yard line of Clay Battelle. But once again, the field position, I still think that the key to this game so far has been the field position game, Chance. Magnolia has lined up every drive but one in the opponent territory, and that one time that they didn't, they ran 89 yards for a touchdown, so the field possession game didn't really matter that way anyway.
Not agree.
Whereas Clay Battelle has had one drive that has been in opponent territory. Two receivers lined up to the right. It's a tight formation. Zach Hall runs to the left, the short side of the field, gets across the 40. He's at the 50. He's at the 40, the 30. He's going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Clay Battelle.
Somebody just said on my senior night, I'm not getting blown out.
That was the quickest that I have ever seen Zach Hall run. That was a man possessed saying, I am not going to let my team lose. I know I made a crucial mistake, but you know what? I'm going to get it all back here. And it is 21-6 Magnolia over Clay Battelle. Let's see if they line up to go for two here. I see the PAT set to go. Braden Ponceroff is holding. Yep, so it is going to be an extra point. Cooper Statler lined up to kick. See how they go here. Snap is good. Kick is up. It's a booming kick. And it is good. That one would have been good from 45.
It was a nice kick by him.
And just like that, Clay Battelle responds for their first score of the game, 21-7. So, Chance, you talked about this. We said, try to establish the run a little bit. And just like that,
boom, 65 yards.
Yeah.
It was 65 yards, 12 seconds on that drive. And it's right now.
You see why he might be going to college to run track.
I can see maybe why he's
My goodness. 10:45 left to go in the opening half. Once again, Clay Battelle trails Magnolia by a score of 21-7. Senior night here tonight. We're going to have the championship of the 60 seconds questions coming up at halftime, and then we'll get you up to date on some scores as well.
We got East-West Fairmont playing tonight.
Yep, East-West Bowl.
We've got some other key matchups in AAA right now. I think one of them, I want to say Hurricanes in a big game.
Wheeling Central trying to fight their way into the playoffs. When was the last time you heard that? Against Powerhouse Williamstown tonight. Who does St. Mary's have tonight?
Ravenswood.
Okay, that should, no
be
offense to Ravenswood, but should be an easy win.
But, it's funny. You get into the last game of the year, and sometimes
records throw out the window almost.
Yep. Nerves kind of get to people, and I think that may be what's going on with CBs right now is you're playing at home on senior night. They just need to get them under control and play some good defense here, and we'll be all right.
Spears lined up. There's a whole bunch more people to the left side this time. I wonder if they're going to try and onside kick it. It bounces off the defender. Can you get it? You might have gotten it. Clay Battelle signaling they have it. Magnolia gets it. Referee signals Magnolia ball.
I will have to admit the Clay Battelle coach on that sideline was pretty convincing.
Yeah.
Pretty convincing.
He was pretty convincing.
That we thought we had the ball, but it'll be first down at the 40, just inside the 40-yard line.
Well,
for Magnolia.
It's in your own territory, I guess.
Yep, that's the positive at this point in time.
I don't hate that, though, if you're Clay Battelle. I mean, at this point, you might as well do an onside kick or kick it out of bounds.
No, I kind of like that, too. You threw it up there to one of their upbacks. He almost fumbled it.
He did fumble it, but one of the guys were quick to react to it. Anyways, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Actually, it's 3 receivers to the left. Snap is over the head of the quarterback. Oates somehow gets the ball on the fumbled snap and ends up getting it, breaking a couple tackles. Still going to be a huge loss on the play, back to the 29, a loss of 11. Actually, no, it's back to the 27 and a half. It's minus 12. This might be the mistake that you need to get back in the game.
You just need one stop right now. Get yourself that ball. Remember this: we get the ball at the beginning of the second half.
That is correct.
That's why you defer. That way, if you get down, all it takes is a couple of plays, and you have a 14-point swing.
We're under 10 minutes left to go in the first half now. Quarterback under center, bunch of receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to do a misdirection to the fullback. He breaks a couple tackles and gets into the open field. Good open field tackle by Josiah Morgan. And Matthew Anderson gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 40. Gain of about 13 on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Golden Eagles. All right, Chance, put me in the mind of the Magnolia offensive coordinator here. Do you run it or do you pass it?
What I've seen from Oates tonight,
yeah,
you just keep feeding them.
Well, that was Anderson on the last play.
That was Anderson, but Oates has been their we'll say the big break guy, and at this point in time, I still just.
How much yardage do you think about going for it on 4th down?
If I'm them, if I get 5 yards on this play, I'm going for it on 4th down.
They line up in shotgun formation. Trips receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They motion that 1 receiver to the left and hand it off to him on a jet sweep. Chance, they got that 5 yards that you were exactly asking for, and it'll bring up 4th down and 5 for Magnolia.
They may call a timeout and think about it here.
That's your last timeout, though. Let's see what they're going to think about here.
Wait. Referee waved his hands above his head to stop the clock, and now there's a talk between 2 of the players and the head umpire.
They were talking like they wanted the guys to cool down a little bit. I mean, there was a little bit of extracurricular contact, but nothing to be alarmed about.
No, they're playing.
The referee called the 2 captains over, which I gotta say, there have been games this year where you needed that conference more than this one. And they line up 4th down and 5. It looks like they're going to go for it here. Power I formation, 3 guys in the backfield. They go a hard count. They call a timeout.
We got a flag over here. Did they get the timeout in time? That'll be the next question.
They're going to call a delay of game?
One of the Clay Battelle coaches is not happy about something on the sideline. It's not Coach Wilson.
No.
Think so.
They are calling delay of game on the offense, so that'll move the ball back 5 yards. Now you got to punt it.
Agreed.
The punter, it looks like, is number 88, Braden Rocher.
That is a big boy
Coacher,
back
sorry.
Here. The big boy back here to be a punter.
Big boy, big leg.
That's.
Well, remember, Matthew Gadd last year was the kickoff guy.
That is. I forgot about that.
We forget a lot about things from last year.
We do. You forget more of them the older you get, just to let you know.
Well, that's fair. Looks like Ponceroff is back deep to receive for Clay Battelle. Like I say, folks, it's really hard to decipher these numbers. Actually, I think that's Maverick Gum.
It does look like Maverick Gum the way he's standing.
Snap is a little high, but good. Punter's able to corral it. Just a sky-booming kick. Bounces at the 41, and that is where it will go out of bounds. see where they're going to mark it.
He's walking.
Keep a walking.
He's walking.
Keep a walking. Right at the 40.
Okay. I'm just happy we got the ball, folks, but that's not where I seen it bounce out.
Hey, this is remarkably similar to where you got the ball on the last play that ended up being a touchdown. If you're Clay Battelle. Where'd they have the ball at? Midfield? 35. Thank you. All right. They line up in a very similar formation. Tight to the left, to the short side of the field, 2 wide receivers to the right. Zach Hall set to take the snap. He gets it. It's a good snap. He runs to the left, gets across the line of scrimmage, and goes out of bounds for about a 2-yard gain. Yeah, about a 2-yard gain. Nope, they're going to mark him for a 1-yard gain back at the 41. Okay.
Somebody talked to the chain guy who went forward, and then backward.
1-yard gain here, 2nd down and 9 for Clay Battelle. 7:46 left to go in the first half. Clay Battelle trails Magnolia by a score of 21-7, but they have the ball. Spears lined up in an empty backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Either they're playing with 10 or they got a tight end I don't know about. They get pressure, and he is going to be sacked. They played with 10 men. Chance, they played with 10 men.
Well, I noticed that math has been difficult tonight.
You see 11?
Dominion Post guy says he sees 11.
Okay.
You know what it
Folks,
is? You know
English
what it is,
major.
Ethan? You know what it is?
Is that Williamstown Education?
No. It's the point that you can't see them because they're
Camouflaged.
That's what happened.
3rd down and a country mile.
You want me
Line to gain is midfield. The ball is at the 32. Or sorry, actually no, it's at the 27.
It's 13 yards on that loss by Spears.
Braden Ponceroff, the lone receiver to the left.
They're going to go one-on-one with him over here.
Yep. If he can get the ball off in time. He throws it to Zach Hall over to the side, and it's Zach Hall's not able to get there. I'm just saying, Ponceroff, the guy who's covering number 1, Preston Beverland, Braden Ponceroff has about the beginning of his helmet could probably touch that boy's the top of Magnolia's helmet.
I agree. We've had that jump ball before earlier in the season.
And Clay Battelle will punt this one away. Protection collapsed there on 2nd down and put them behind the ball. So with 6:48 left to go in the first half, J.C. Spears lines up to punt. Snap is good. Punt is away. End-over-end kick across the 50. Bounces at the 45. Keeps rolling. Down to about the 31. Goes to the 30. And that's where we will dot the ball. All right, Chance. You've seen 2 stops in a row, both by big losses. So the defenses have kind of settled in here for Clay Battelle and Magnolia.
Agreed.
What do you want to see here out of the Clay Battelle defense again? Now, I should mention Magnolia forced a sack. So Magnolia was the one who ended up getting the play, guys making a play. Magnolia, the reason why they got the loss was they snapped it over the quarterback's head. You'd be surprised if they go in shotgun for the rest of this half. They go under center this time, bunch receivers to the right. They run Oates to the right, and he's tackled for a very short gain by a host of CBs.
3 yards, it looks like.
3 yards, wow. He somehow made a no-yard gain look like a 3-yard gain pretty quickly.
Nice push for the line is what that was. He looked like he got hit right behind the line.
Yeah.
But the line had
moved him
3 yards
6 feet back.
Yep.
As they approach 6 minutes left to go in the first half. They break the huddle here. Looks like 1 receiver to the right in a tight formation. This is interesting. They do the misdirection to the fullback, and I believe that was Joshua Wilson read that all the way and tackled Anderson for maybe 1 yard. I think he actually got him for a no gain. And we've seen them run that play a couple of times, but that was the first time it didn't really work.
Yeah, Wilson stepped right in and pretty well the Magnolia tailback just run straight into him.
5:19 left to go here. Chance, do you run or pass?
I'm still
running
feeding that tailback back here.
All right. Offset formation here under center. They motion one of the tight ends from right to left. They toss it to Oates. And an excellent play right there to get him in the backfield by the Seabees. That was Brady Nestor tackling him at the ankles. And Cooper Statler said, "I'll take the dummy drill, thank you very much," and smacks Oates in the backfield. And he is hobbling over to the sideline.
He took a hit there.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to feel that one tomorrow, even at 18, 17 years old. And, you take a hit like that at my age, you just don't get out of bed the next morning. That's it. You call in sick.
Maverick Gum set back deep to receive here. They're going to punt again. 4th down and 10 for the Magnolia Golden Eagles. Snap is good. Takes his time.
Almost blocked.
Better punt this time. Maverick Gum waves a fair catch. A favorable bounce for the Seabees. It bounces towards the right, which is where the Seabees are now going. And Clay Battelle will take over at their own 42-yard line. Almost remarkably similar to where they took over last time. About 2-yard gain from where they took over on the last possession. Defenses here settling in on both sides. But if you can get one more score here, you might be able to have one more possession. By the way, Hunter Oates is being examined by the trainer on the sideline. He is down on the ground in grimacing pain. The trainer's looking at his knee. 1st down and 10 for the Seabees here.
Let's make something happen.
Zach Hall set to take the snap in an empty backfield. It's tight to the left, 2 receivers to the right. They run to the wide side of the field to the left. Zach Hall dances, goes out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, gain of about 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 7 for Clay Battelle.
It'll be 2 on that from the spot.
Okay. I clearly saw him went out at the 45, but you know what? That's on the far side of the field, and I'm not an official.
Same play, this direction. Nope. Yeah, he is going to line up in that Wildcat formation.
Wildcat. Actually, it's Maverick Gum set to take the snap this time. Nope, it is Zach Hall. Sorry, camouflage uniforms, folks. Can't really see. Tackled at about the 45.
Got 1 yard on
Got 1 yard, and it'll be 3rd down and 7 for Clay Battelle. What do you like here, Chance? Do you maybe try and get one of those bubble screens to Zach Hall? Do you try and run the ball again to maybe think about going for it on 4th down?
I can see either Ponceroff or Josiah Morgan on a slant drag pattern across the field on a bootleg.
Spears is lined up. They're in that wing T formation here with no wide receivers.
Yeah, we have a false
and
start.
There's going to be a false start here.
It was a false start on Ponceroff, and I can guarantee you where that play was going after seeing that.
Yeah.
He was looking to get the step on the linebacker. That was going deep to him.
He had a linebacker draped on him, and that's the unfortunate part. The ball moves back to the 40-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down and 12 for Clay Battelle. Offenses has slowed down here in the second quarter. Didn't start out that way in the second quarter, though.
No, did not.
Spears under center. They fake the handoff to Hall. He's pressured. Throws it. He's got Maddox Shriver open. He catches it across midfield. Did he get the 1st down? They're going to mark him at the 49. The line to gain is the 48. It's 4th down and 1. Go for it, Chance.
Yes, you're going for this. But nice pass by Spears. Nice catch by, what is it, Max Gum? Or Max
Shriver.
Max Shriver, my bad.
And he's down.
Is that 13 yards by Shriver? He landed on the shoulder.
Yep, it's the shoulder. All right, I'll tell you what, we'll take a break here while they tend to the injured player. You are listening to Clay Battelle CB's Football here on WAJR.com.
When you attend football games, do you rush to get a seat at the back of the bleachers for back support? Back pain is a common problem and can often be relieved with physical therapy treatments. If you have back pain, see your doctor and ask for a physical therapy prescription. Then see the physical therapy professionals at HealthWorks. With 9 nearby locations, finding quality care doesn't need to be a headache. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness. Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WHAR.
Welcome back. 3 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the first half. Clay Battelle facing a 4th and 1 at the 49-yard line of Magnolia. Maddox Shriver was the person down. He goes off on his own power. They are going to line up, it looks like, in a shotgun formation. Empty set here. Maverick Gump set to take the snap. Snap is good. He gets across the first down and a whole lot more. He drags his defenders down to the 40, and he just makes a 1-yard gain that was needed into a 9-yard gain, and it'll be actually it's a 10-yard gain, Chance.
Gain, yes.
First down, Clay Battelle.
I know we was talking off air. I said, stop this shotgun stuff. Get somebody under center.
That's what the shotgun does for you.
And Maverick Gum just said, you know what, we're going to line up back here and watch. I'll show you what a shotgun can do.
2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in halftime. J.C. Spears set to take the snap. Maddox Shriver to his left. They motion Zach Hall from right to left. Snap is good. Spears drops back. He's got Ponceroff. Little floating ball. He's got him in the red zone and down at the 14-yard line. First down, Clay Battelle. I think the clock is running, though. Yep, it is. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in this opening half. Chance, I'm seeing Hunter Oates back into the game here for the Magnolia Golden Eagles.
He was stretching a lot after he took that hit. It looked like they're looking at a knee. May have been a cramp. We'll see how he acts now that he's back in here.
2 minutes left to go here in the half. Spears lines up under center. Wing T formation. Drops back to pass. Throws it towards the end zone. It's one-on-one with Ponceroff, and it's broken up, incomplete. Anderson. They knew it was going right to him. Anderson just was like, you may catch it, but I'm not letting you come down with it.
It was a nice hit by him, clean, but, good sportsmanship afterwards.
Yeah.
You know what? He rung his bell, then he turned around, he put his hand out, and he said, hey, let me help you out.
So I can hit you again.
Yep.
We're going to feed you, hit you, and send you home.
That's right. Meet you, feed you, send you home.
1:57 left to go in the first half here. Looks like Zach Hall is set to take the snap here. Maddox Shriver to his right. He runs to the wide side of the field to the right. Cuts into the inside. Goes past the tackler. Gets across the 5. Reaches for the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, Clay Battelle.
Nice 14-yard run by Zach Hall.
It's a one-score game with the extra point pending here. 1:47 left to go in the first half. And Clay Battelle, they ain't dead yet, as they haven't been all season long.
There's been no quit in this team all season long.
They're going to kick the extra point here. Ponceroff set to hold. Cooper Statler, the kicker. Snap is good. Lays it down nice. And a line drive kick. Is it good? Yes.
Well,
that one also would have been good from about 30 to 40 yards.
But the referees have no problem on letting you think about it for a moment before they raise their hand.
All right.
And you only left them 1:47 on the clock. They only have one timeout left.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, they have none.
No, they end up taking the penalty and not the timeout that play. Remember, right before
the scoreboard says none. So
they say none?
Yeah.
You know what? I ain't going to argue with the scoreboard guy now. I'll leave him at none. I'm all right with that.
I think they have one timeout left, Chance.
I was
think
thinking
you're right.
they did too, because I think he got confused. They motioned timeout, but the flag came beforehand, and I think they got that one back by taking the 5 yards.
While we got some time here, Chance, did you enjoy doing a little interviewing with the big uglies in the offensive linemen?
I did. You know, you always know you got a true big ugly when you ask him what he's going to do after things going on. And I don't know if he's interviewed yet or not, has shown up. I may be,
he has.
Spoiling something a little bit on this one. But when he goes, I think I want to go out west and be a farmhand.
That was Easton Rowan.
That's it. You know, that's what big uglies are all about right there. You know what I mean? You got to love that.
Spears, nice little pooch kick, goes right to number 10 again, but this time he catches it, falls down at about the 42.
Evidently he's seen how number 2 got hit, and he wanted no part of it.
He was like, you know what? I'm young. I think I'm going to sit this one out. Hayden Lazier on the return for the Magnolia Golden Eagles. 3 seconds off the clock there, though. 1:44 left to go in the first half. Clay Battelle on defense here. Magnolia is taking over at their own 42-yard line. So, Chance, can you get 38 yards here in 1 minute 44? I don't think they can with Oates on the sidelines.
I'm not going to say they can't with only, either 0 or 1 timeout, whatever they may have here, but I can tell you this, Clay Battelle, if they can hold, has the firepower to score. Well,
it looks like Anderson is going to take the ball and get a first down. He's already in opponent territory as he gets brought down at about the 42, 43-yard line of Clay Battelle. First down and 10.
He is not an easy guy to bring down.
No, he's not. I mean, you look at him and you say, that is a big boy.
Like
Oates back in the game. They're going to line up in that power I formation again. One wide receiver to the left. That is Brandon Kocher.
I don't know why the clock is stopped, though. That's the one thing
I think he went out of bounds. They hand it off to Oates to the left. He runs, goes towards the sideline. I don't know if he got there in time. He did not. Referee saying he got brought down inbounds. Clock rolls.
3-yard gain.
3-yard gain, second down and 7. But the most important part, though, the clock is running. Actually, it was gain of 2. They moved the ball back to the 41. Same formation, but the wide receivers to the right this time. They hand it off to Oates. Oates cuts back across the middle of the field, gets brought down at about the 36. The line to gain is the 33. And Magnolia is going to call their final timeout of the game.
And I can guarantee you there's some fans going, they had 0 on the board over there.
Well, here's the thing. If you're keeping track here at home, you would know that they took the delay of game.
Big play here for Clay Battelle, though. We need to stop here. Need 2 stops.
Because you know that they're going to run it here, and they're going to basically say, if you stop us, we're basically going to force you to use timeout. Which to me, I say, okay, fine. We've scored in 30 seconds. We can do it in 54 with 2 timeouts, especially. All right, 54.2 seconds left. Third down and 3 here for the Magnolia Golden Eagles. The line to gain is the 33.
Interesting tidbit. Oates has been pulled to the sideline by one of the trainers. Some players coming over, hitting him on his head. I really wonder if maybe he ain't getting pulled out of this.
The other interesting part is that number 11, Matthew Anderson, is also on the sidelines here. They're going to line up in a wildcat formation here, but the quarterback, Christensen, they're going to throw it deep. Tyson Price on the coverage, and he breaks it up, incomplete.
Nice
and guess
defense.
what? You get to save a timeout here.
You do.
Here's the thing. Here's what I'm wondering. They're saying, we're going to take a deep shot here in the end zone, and we'll go for it on 4th down.
I am wondering that, too. And I say
Hunter Oates comes back in. Matthew Anderson comes back in.
It was a weird reaction over here because the trainer pulled him to the side. Some of his teammates came over and tapped him on the head. It almost looked like he was being pulled out.
Yeah. All right, 4th down and 3 here. Oates going to get the carry. He does get the first down. He gets across the 30 over to the 28. And that is where the clock will stop to reset the chains. 40 seconds left here in the first half. They line up under center, same formation. They spike the ball And I don't think anybody knew that but the quarterback because you saw an offensive lineman fall on it. But, hey, better to be safe than sorry.
It happens.
You don't want to sit there and say, hey, I thought we were spiking the ball, and it was actually a fumbled snap. 38.4 seconds left. Magnolia has the ball at the Clay Battelle 27-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Playbook completely open here for Magnolia. They line up in a shotgun formation. Oates comes forward in front of the quarterback. They are going to throw it. It's a screen to Oates, but the Clay Battelle Seabees read that all the way. Joshua Wilson makes another good play, stopping Oates for a minimal gain of about 3. It's 3rd down for for Magnolia. They spike the ball again. Stop the clock with 17 seconds left. They're going to go for it on 4th down, obviously.
They're going to take a shot at the end zone here, gambling on the point that Clay Battelle can't score with probably what will be less than 10 seconds left to go.
So, send 4. Drop everybody back in coverage.
Send 6.
Send 6?
One more than they can block.
Okay.
I don't like giving the quarterback time.
I haven't seen the quarterback move a lot, so it'll be interesting to see here. 4th down, there's a late substitution here. They snap it. They call timeout. There's got to be a flag. Yeah, there's got to be a flag. It's illegal procedure because of the late substitution. That moves the ball back from the 25 to the 30. Not going to matter in terms of what the play design is here because they're probably going to go towards the end zone.
No, but what somebody needs to know is that 3.5 seconds just went off the clock.
Yeah.
That need to be put back on. Because it was at 17.6.
They still have not broken the huddle here, and there's 10 seconds on the play clock. This is fine. I'll take another delay of game. 5,
3 seconds
4,
off.
3, 2. They motion, snap it. That's a delay of game. They get the ball off in time, though. They're going to go. Throwing it toward the end zone over the stretched arms of the keeper, and the clock stops with 7.6 seconds left to go in this game. Chance, I think it's you just run the ball with Zach Hall, see what you can get, and go into the locker room.
I mean, you can always try a jump ball with Poncer off, but I will tell
that
you
is
this.
True.
I will tell you this, number 1, Beverland, has actually played, even though he's shorter than Poncer off, has actually played really good defense against him.
Well, they're going to line up in an I formation here. Spears set to take the snap, and they're going to just knee it. And that will be it for the first half of play. And when we come back, we'll have the rest of the halftime report here on WAJR.com. Well, actually, Chance, hang on. Let me just discuss something for you as I switch things to get better audio for our little game that we did here earlier. Definitely a good first half from Clay Battelle. Not the way that you want to start it, but certainly a good half of football here if you are Clay Battelle.
I agreed. I mean, and the thing is, no, you didn't score there, but you do get that ball at the beginning of the second half. You're only down 1 score. So if you come down here on your opening drive and score, you're
right back in it.
It's a tied ball game. We start over again.
Not to mention the fact that your defense has looked a lot better coming into this second quarter. All righty, we'll take a break here and have the halftime entertainment here on WAJR.com.
Morgantown is a great place to live. Hello, I'm Rob Lang, 5th-generation owner of Lang Monument, the family business. That's right, we've been here 148 years and wouldn't have wanted to be anywhere else. Most work is still done on site and guaranteed by my family. We're proud of our community and happy to provide and maintain your monuments. We offer senior discounts, Visa, MasterCard, and other financing options. Lang Monument, located on Don Knotts Boulevard, across from the Wharf District.
Zach, I have to delete your first recording because you made it to the championship. So first off, I just want to ask you, what are your plans after high school?
I'm going to college and run track, hopefully.
What are you planning to major in?
Education.
Ah, that a boy. Hey, we all need good teachers here in this state, so you're getting into a good field. All right, not 60 seconds questions. It's just 30 questions in however much time you can get it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to trip you up a little bit and go reverse order that you did the last time.
Answer the same.
Yeah, you get to answer the same questions. I'm just going in reverse order. All right, you ready? All right, here we go. Favorite NFL team?
Steelers.
What would you be doing right now if you weren't getting ready for the game?
Probably watching TV.
Favorite subject in school?
Science.
Turf or grass?
Turf.
Favorite movie?
Sandlot.
Song that gets you pumped up?
NBA Youngboy Free Dog.
Favorite sport besides football?
Track.
Dream car?
Camaro.
Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas?
Nike.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
Powerade or Gatorade?
Powerade.
Favorite place to eat?
Applebee's.
Traditional or boneless?
Boneless.
Would you rather play in hot or cold weather?
Hot.
Favorite TV show?
Friends.
If you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Purple.
Steak or chicken?
Chicken.
Worst subject in school?
Math.
Favorite band or artist?
Youngboy.
Celebrity crush?
Margaret Robbie.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Who's the best Spider-Man?
Tom Holland.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Dinner.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
If you could choose your superpower, what would it be?
Speed.
Night owl or early riser?
Early riser.
Favorite pizza place?
Pizza House.
Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Cake or ice cream?
Cake.
Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
59.34. That would mean that Walls has the lead at this point.
Oh, well, good news is that we do have a $5 gift card for second place. So it's all up to Brady Nestor on if you get a gift card or not.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Thank you for joining us here on the WAJR pregame show.
Now back to the Mon Health System halftime report on WAJR.
Last call here on the WAJR extended pregame show here on senior night. Brady, I made it to I had you make it to the championship, so that means that we're going to delete your first recording and we're going to start all over.
All right.
All right. So first off, I just want to ask you, what are you planning to major in? If you plan on going to college, or what are you planning to do after high school?
If I go to college, maybe business, but I'm thinking about going straight into the workforce.
All right, gotcha. All right. Not 60 seconds questions anymore. It's 30 questions. You got to answer as quickly as possible. Are you ready?
All right.
All right, here we go. And in 3, 2, and in 1. Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Cake or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Favorite pizza place?
Domino's.
Night owl or early riser?
Night owl.
If you could choose your superpower, what would it be?
Super strength.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Dinner.
Who's the best Spider-Man?
Tom Holland.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Celebrity crush?
Taylor Swift.
Favorite band?
Metallica.
Worst subject in school?
Math.
Steak or chicken?
Chicken.
If you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Red.
Favorite TV show?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Would you rather play in hot or cold weather?
Hot.
Favorite TV show? Traditional or boneless?
Boneless.
Favorite place to eat?
Popeyes.
Powerade or Gatorade?
Gatorade.
Offense or defense?
Defense.
Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas?
Nike.
Dream car?
Supra.
Favorite sport besides football?
Baseball.
What song gets you pumped up?
Pass.
Favorite movie?
Long Yard.
Turf or grass?
Turf.
Favorite subject in school?
English.
What would you be doing right now if you weren't getting ready for the game?
Sleeping.
Favorite NFL team?
Chiefs.
All right.
108.63.
Well,
I
stumbled a
Now back to the Mon Health System halftime report on WAJR.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Dakota, I have to delete your first recording because you made it to the championship round. First off, just want to say congratulations on making it to your senior year. I understand you're coming into a very selective field, and it's a good job. What are you planning to do after high school?
Go to college for electrical engineering.
At WVU?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a good field. All right, here we go. So not 60 seconds questions. We're going to have 30 questions on the board, and you got to answer them as quickly as possible. Now, I'm going to go in reverse order this time and try and stump you up, okay?
Alrighty.
All right, here we go. Ready? Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Cake or ice cream?
Cake.
Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Favorite pizza place?
CC's.
Night owl or early riser?
Night owl.
If you could choose your superpower, what would it be?
Super strength.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Breakfast.
Who's the best Spider-Man?
Don't know.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Celebrity crush?
My girlfriend.
Favorite band or artist?
Olivia Rodrigo.
Worst subject in school?
English.
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
If you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Blue.
Favorite TV show?
The Vampire Diaries.
Would you rather play in hot or cold weather?
Hot.
Traditional or boneless?
Boneless.
Favorite place to eat?
Cracker Barrel.
Powerade or Gatorade?
Powerade.
Offense or defense?
Defense.
Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas?
Nike.
Dream car?
Hellcat.
Favorite sport besides football?
Basketball.
Song that gets you pumped up?
Taylor Swift.
Favorite movie?
Scream.
Turf or grass?
Turf.
Favorite subject in school?
Math.
What would you be doing right now if you weren't getting ready for the game?
Playing Fortnite.
And favorite NFL team? Attaboy. All right.
59.05, all 30 within 60 seconds.
Wow. See what happens when you study? That's why he's going into electrical engineering.
It is.
Because he can study and remember things. Thank you for your time, Dakota.
Thank you.
This is the WHAR Halftime Show, presented by the Mon Health System. Feel the difference.
Welcome back to the halftime show here on WAJR.com. Once again, you heard, so our questions champion was Dakota Walls. It's pretty obvious that he's going into electrical engineering because he can think fast and think good. It's absolutely amazing. He ended up getting the second round of questions all before the 60 seconds that we originally had time allotted in the first place.
Yeah, it was amazing turn by him to get that many in there.
Sorry, I immediately got to you while you were out of breath. You ran up those stairs, didn't you?
I did. I was trying to be in a hurry.
That was the quickest number one I've ever seen in my life.
Why, thank you. Thank you.
All right. So, Chance, what do you say we go and look at some scores?
We know we like some scores. I tell you what, as one of our bigger fans out there asked, let's start out with North Marion this
Absolutely. We can start out with North Marion. Number 1 North Marion taking on Liberty Harrison, and North Marion leads by a score of 49-7 in the third quarter. We also have we'll go through the other AA scores. The number 7 Winfield taking on number 14 Point Pleasant. And number 7 Winfield leads by a score of 21-10 at halftime. Nitro leading Scott by a score of 28-18 in the third quarter. Nitro is at 6-3 on the season. Also, Roane County taking on Oak Glen. That is 27-14 in favor of Roane County in the fourth quarter. East Fairmont and Fairmont Senior, the East-West Bowl. Number 4 Fairmont Senior is now leading East Fairmont 28-7 in the third quarter. Man is trailing to Chapmanville 19-0 in the fourth quarter. Bridgeport up on Lincoln 49-14. Herbert Hoover is up on Logan at 64-20. Lewis County up on Grafton 49-8. Frankfort is tied with Kaiser in the fourth quarter at 14. That's the Metro News AA game of the week, and that's living up to the billing there, Chance.
Yes, it is.
Clay County up 28-6 on Braxton County at halftime. Nicholas County up on Pikeview 28-0 in the third quarter. Robert C. Byrd up on Elkins 30-7 in the third quarter. Wayne is up on Poca 46-0. And that is it for your AA scores. We'll move on to AAA now. University is tied with Oak Hill at 27. Oak Hill is 8-1 on the year in AAA, so that'll be a good game. University is kind of trying to fight to get into the playoffs. I think if they win, they are most definitely in. If they lose, they definitely need some help. Number 1 Cabell Midland solidifying that number 1 seed as they are up 42-0 on Riverside at halftime. Number 2 Hurricane trailing to number 4 Huntington 21-6 at halftime. Number 5 Jefferson up 35-0 on Washington at halftime. Number 6 Princeton is up on number 14 Parkersburg South 27-13 at halftime. Number 7 Spring Mills up on Hedgesville 27-6. Morgantown is currently trailing the Lindsley Cadets 10-7 in the third quarter. AA Philip Barber is currently trailing to Preston 13-12 at halftime. Wheeling Park up on John Marshall 31-0 in the third quarter. Spring Valley up on St. Albans 34-0. Number 13 George Washington up 42-0 over Woodrow Wilson at halftime. Parkersburg up on Musselman 41-3 in the third quarter. Green Prairie East up 28-7 on Lincoln County at halftime. And Capital is currently leading South Charleston 36-15 at halftime. The old important single A we have next, and your score here. Magnolia leads Clay Battelle 21-14. East Hardy up on Petersburg 33-0. Number 11 East Hardy. Tucker County is up on AAA Hampshire 58-0 in the fourth quarter.
That is impressive. I was interested to see.
We always thought
Tucker
maybe
County,
that
how Tucker County was. Were they for real? Were they weren't for real? If you can put 54 points up on how bad the AAA team is,
and blank them,
and blank, I mean, it's showing you got a ball club.
Yeah, number 2 Greenbrier Greenbrier West up 63-3 on Moorfield. Williamstown is up 65-14 in the fourth quarter on Wheeling Central. That has probably got to knock Wheeling Central out of the playoffs. When was the last time that happened?
I don't remember, because I remember the last time, if I'm correct, Wheeling Central made it at 16. They won the state title.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see as we go down through these scores if any of them other teams in that 15-17 range that we know of who need to move ahead of Wheeling Central, how they're doing in their games.
James Monroe is up 14-7 on Bluefield at halftime. Wahama up 60-0 on Buffalo in the third quarter. Number 6 St. Mary's up 40-0 on Ravenswood at halftime. Cameron up 28-7 on Pendleton County in the third quarter. Tower Consolidated and Doddridge County. Number 12 Tower Consolidated and number 10 Doddridge County tied at 13 in the fourth quarter. We'll be keeping an eye on that one as well. Number 14, Wirt County. How about Wirt County this season? 5-4, played a hard schedule in that LKC conference. They end up being in that 14 seed, probably going to move up as well as they are taking on Webster County, and they lead 30-0 in the third quarter. Good to see Wirt County back in the playoffs.
I agree that, and another team to keep the eye on thinking we've knocked. Williamstown has knocked Wheeling Central out. That was one of them games I was keeping an eye on because Wirt County needed to come through with a win.
Number 16 Midland Trail up on Pocahontas County 33-0. You win, you're in if you're Midland Trail. Great to see them get back into the playoffs. They are only 4-5. They're going to get in at a 500 record in single A to get into the playoffs. I can't remember the last time that happened that it wasn't Wheeling Central.
I agree. That's an amazing feat to do.
And it also should be mentioned, they actually lost one of their players last year. They unfortunately, he had an accident where he ended up passing away, and they're playing. Car accident, and it's good to see them in the playoffs. They're going to have a lot of motivation come playoff time. And let's see here. What other scores do we have? Payton City up on Valley Wetzel 30-12 at halftime. We said Payton City, they should win and be in if you are Payton City. I think with Wheeling Central now losing, you should be able to take care of business, especially if maybe Clay Battelle could come back and win tonight against Magnolia. You get some bonus points there on strength of schedule.
The thing that's going to come in with them is the Montcalm being up 33-zip over, was that Bland County, Virginia, if I'm reading it correct.
Mm-hmm.
Them two teams right there, I believe, were like 17-18 in the playoffs. Wheeling Central losing. One of them is going to make it probably at 16. One of them is going to be sadly disappointed probably when the ratings come out.
All right. Gilmer County is also up on South Harrison 22-20 in the fourth quarter, and that's going to do it for single-A scores. Chance, I think probably the obvious one that sticks out in my mind is the fact that Scott is losing to Nitro 28-18.
That was a big one. There was another one there down towards the bottom. It was after the Morgantown-Lindsley game that you brought up.
I believe it. Yeah, I wanted to reload the scoreboard here real quick, but I'm trying to think of what you were talking about. It's in AAA, though, correct?
It is in AAA.
Well, we'll go back
to... Actually, I know what it was now. It was Preston County.
It was Preston County up on... It was a AA school, I believe.
It was, but it was still one of them. Preston County won last week, I believe it was. You know, it's nice to... Normally a down team, see them getting a couple wins towards the end of the season isn't a bad thing to see.
But I just cannot. I don't think it's this shocking that Williamstown is ahead.
It's by how much?
It's by how much that they are ahead. Let's see here. Let's see if there's an update on that score. Preston. Up on Philip Barber 13-12 at halftime. Philip Barber's the number 10 seed in the playoffs, it should be mentioned.
And that is. And, I mean, like I've watched some highlights of Preston. I feel there was some talent on that team athletic-wise. I mean, when you play teams like Morgantown University, normally you run in against people that have more athletes to play. Me and my buddy up at work were talking, Preston County is just huge. I mean, you got some of them guys who try out for the football team that if they make it to the football team and they're playing.
They have a different area code on their cell phone numbers, probably.
Yeah, it's like, they got to get up at 4:30 in the morning to catch the bus at 5. They get to school, they practice, and then a parent or somebody's got to bring them home. They're not getting home to 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And that's a completely different, battle than a lot of schools do. Work County with, I think, the lead there. Like you said, seeing them probably make back in the playoffs. And that is a team that, as long as they don't match up against one of these LKC powerhouses that we have, St. Mary's, Williamstown, somewhere
Do
around
you
that.
think that they could possibly – well, I guess we shouldn't say that because Work County's not going to go down to the 16 seed. Okay, let me put it to you this way. Obviously, we've seen that Tucker County is for real at the number 1 seed. Though some may say they aren't, even though they are for real, they may not be deserving of that number 1 seed. A lot of people could say that Williamstown or even Greenbrier West deserve that number 1 seed. With that being said, we're looking like a team that is probably going to match up against them is either Payton City or Montcalm.
Agreed.
Which team do you think has the capability of providing an upset more against Tucker County?
Payton City.
Payton
City. I mean, nothing against Montcalm or anything, but I do believe that Payton City probably, I mean, I got to see the tailback that is still healthy, not the one that
should be mentioned.
fractured his ankle,
Montcalm
but
did beat Payton City.
And, I still just think matchup-wise that it's a little bit better. I will tell you the one team that if we're talking about Work getting in that has played a tough schedule that somebody may not want that matchup is Wahama.
Yeah.
Because it's just one of them. I think Work County has played a tough enough schedule that come playoff time, they're going to be a little bit more prepared than a lot of other teams are.
For sure. All right, let me give you the bottom 8. Okay, and I want you to tell me who is most like. I understand we said the 3 favorites to make it to Wheeling Island. I think we can all say safely: Williamstown, Greenbrier West, Wahama. And you would probably put Tucker. I may put Tucker County at 3 and now Wahama 4. Those are the 4 favorites,
I would
right?
agree with that because if you look, I mean, the biggest argument against Tucker is their strength of schedule, and Wahama's played practically nobody either. So I think with Tucker getting a win over a AAA team, I do kind of
throw that strength of schedule thing out the window.
Yeah, I got to notch them up to probably the 3rd spot at this point in time.
Okay, let me ask you this. All right, if you were to pick a team in the bottom half, so that's 9 or lower, to make it to Wheeling Island, who would it be? And I'm going to give you the teams here. At number 9, Cameron. Number 10, Doddridge County. Let's see here. Number 11. Who's number 11? East Hardy. Number 11 is East Hardy. Number 12, Tyler Consolidated. Number 13, I think, is Wheeling Central, but they will probably be knocked out. So let's go to 14 in Work County, Midland Trail, and then we'll go Montcalm and Payton City. Who out of those guys would you say has the best chance of making it to Wheeling Island? I have an idea. I'll let you go first.
I haven't seen him since week 1, and I know me and you watched him. If Doddridge finds a way to beat Tyler, I may tell you whoever the Doddridge-Tyler winner is. But at the same time, I think Doddridge County of them teams is the better team. So I'm going to have to go probably with Doddridge if they stay in that bottom 9, because if they win tonight, they could possibly jump up and maybe to number 8, host a playoff game.
So J.C. Spears is in the top 3 in single A in passing, right? You know who's number 1?
I do not.
It's East Hardy's quarterback.
Okay.
East Hardy, I think, is probably the team to make the most noise come playoff time. Believe they've made it more times than Doddridge County. Doddridge County, I think, has only made it once in their history. East Hardy, I think, has made it a couple times, and they've won one. So if we're talking about experience, know what it takes to get there, East Hardy may have more of a strength on that. And they're in that panhandle. They're used to traveling everywhere across the state to try and find a game. Because
what's Doddridge's record, if I can ask? Are they?
Doddridge is 6-3. If they go on tonight, they'll be 7-3.
I'm trying to
if they lose, they'll be 6-4.
Can you bring up their schedule itself by clicking on the
Yeah,
name?
absolutely.
Okay,
So
I know they
look,
lost to St. Mary's. I know they lost to Williamstown. Who was the third team they lost to?
Wahama, 50-18.
Now, see, that one shocks me. I kind of felt like, Wahama, that was definitely the best team I feel Wahama played. Well, go ahead and bring Wahama's schedule up here when we reload back up.
Yeah.
I didn't think Wahama had even played anybody the caliber of Doddridge. So that one shocks me a little bit.
Well, Wahama has played East Hardy,
Okay, they're going
who
to prove me
beat
wrong on that.
36-18. Doddridge County, who they beat 50-18. They beat Ravenswood 59-14. Calhoun County, Wirt County, 52-21. Ritchie County, who you saw, South Harrison, Webster County, Gilmer County, and Buffalo. So they have played potentially 1, 2, 3 playoff teams.
And they played them all early in the season.
Mhm.
I can tell you, during Wahama, Van Meter's a big boy.
Yeah.
And going to be tough to stop come playoff time. But at the same time, they got this little scat back guy they put out. They just do these little wide receiver screens to him. And I tell you what, when he gets in the open, he's available. The Wirt County score shocks me. I did not know they had played Wirt County and beat him by 30.
Well, Wahama, I think, is in the LKC. They just got lucky and didn't have to play Williamstown.
Okay.
So, with that being said, I mean, we'll look. And here's why I say the whole Tucker County thing. Pocahontas County, Tigris Valley, East Hardy, they beat 28-7. Gilmer County, Eastern Ohio, Pendleton County, Moorfield. By the way, Moorfield at that time was 14, but they're not in the playoffs anymore. Smithsburg, Maryland, Petersburg, Hampshire. They have only got one playoff team on their schedule. I get it, they got the AAA points, but at the same time, they've only played one playoff team so far this regular season.
And that, what that does to you is, you're not prepared for the fourth quarter.
Correct.
There's a conditioning thing. Even though you've played 10 games all season long, if you're beating everybody by 50 points, your backups are in the third quarter, and you're not into that. That's where when you take.
But I would argue that's been the same thing that's happened for Wahama. Even though they've got a stronger strength of schedule, they could still not be conditioned for the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
which, to tell you the truth, is why it's a really good debating argument on running up the score. You get it. I mean, you want to preserve sportsmanship in the sport and whatnot, but you can't really fault yourself if you schedule teams and they're not built to play with you for 4 quarters.
Agreed.
And then if you go into the playoffs and you haven't played 4 quarters, to tell you the truth, I think that's what happened last week with Payton City, is that outside of their loss with Montcalm, they hadn't played 4 quarters, which, by the way, they played Montcalm week 3 of the season.
Okay.
So that was a month and a half ago.
And I mean, that comes up to the bigger question that we've had talks about, even with Coach Wilson and so on, just talking about scheduling people. Who do you schedule? What's the drive you have to get there?
I think we argued at the beginning of the season that this might be one of the easiest schedules in Single A, but we've played a whole bunch of close games.
We have, but it's one of those, though, I would rather play close games and be prepared come playoff time, because I'll be honest, if we hadn't had the injuries we had, I still think there's a couple wins in there we pull off, because we only lost the first 3 games by 9 points, that we may be that Payton City Malcolm team right now where we're fighting to get into the playoffs. Yeah, maybe it's 16.
Or a Midland Trail that's about to get in at 5-5.
But at the same time, I think we'd be more prepared to go up against the Tucker County, for instance, just because we've played 4 quarters to find out what they're made of.
All right, we are set and ready to go for the second half of action here on WAJR.com. Clay Battelle receives the ball to start the second half, so we'll see what they do. As the kickoff is away, and it's kind of a deep kick. It goes to Josiah Morgan right at the 10. He goes across the 20, cuts to the outside to the left, and goes down at the 21. Clay Battelle working from our left to right. And Magnolia will play on defense first. So Clay Battelle will take over at their own 22-yard line. I mark me down as saying that this is being the key of the game. I really do think that field position is going to play the biggest factor here in this game.
I think this may be the most important drive of the game for Clay Battelle. Find a way to get some points here. Maybe you start to put some doubt into Magnolia's head a little bit. You've been hung around in these close games all season long.
Well, Zach Hall is set to take the snap. He runs to the wide side of the field, but cuts back to the short side, and he gets across the 25. Depending on where they spot it, they're going to spot it about the 29.5. The line to gain is the 32. Actually, they're going to mark it back at the 28.
You know, I do think from what I noticed there with Hall, that's a little bit better on his part. When he stretches it to the side, Magnolia seems to have the athletes to stretch in. Maybe not quite as quick, but they get him to the side.
Allow them to get to the outside and just say, okay, I'm going to cut it back upfield.
Yes.
All right, same play. He runs to the strong side of the field. He is met in the backfield at the 25-yard line. That time, the pursuit of Magnolia really just went after him, and it's a loss of about 3 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, he didn't even get an opportunity there to do anything with it. He had a Magnolia uniform right at his feet right off the bat.
All right, so we have 3rd down and 7 coming up. Zach Hall lined up in the slot on the right next to Josiah Morgan. The two receivers to the left are Maverick Gum. He intercepted. Wanted the home run ball, and that crucial drive that you talked about for Clay Battelle goes exactly the way you didn't want it to go with 10 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
You're going to need your defense to step up huge here and get you that ball back. Just act like you're starting the quarter over.
1st down and 10 here for for Magnolia. Their first possession of the second half. They line up in that power I formation with 3 guys in the backfield. They hand it off to Oates. Oates gets across. I actually thought Anderson had the ball, but I confused Anderson and Oates at the line of scrimmage. They get the ball to about the 42-yard line, a gain about and 6.
Let's see if we can keep him to a 3rd and long here.
Same formation here, but flipped. The wide receiver is on the right. Expect the handoff to go to Oates to the right side. That's exactly what it does. And they read it all the way. Joshua Wilson meets him for a 1-yard gain, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Magnolia Golden Eagles. Good. We've called his name a lot tonight, Joshua Wilson.
He has showed up tonight and wants to put on a show.
I'm wondering if they're kind of leaving him open to try and they pull his guy on the offensive line, and he's just kind of being there open, and he's just reading the play. They line up in an ace formation here with a bunch of receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Do the misdirection to Anderson. Anderson's going to be very close to the 1st down. It's going to really depend on where they spot it. They're going to spot it at about the 35, and that's going to bring up 4th down and a yard.
And there's no doubt in my mind Magnolia's going to go for it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The only question about it is that they're probably going to go on a hard count, and if they get the 1st down, fine. I say you let them make the mistake on a hard count if they want to get a false start. So you got to watch the ball here, and one of the Clay Battelle guys is going to fall to the ground. I believe that is Cooper Statler, and that is not good if you are Clay Battelle.
Got a cramp.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right, Chance. All right, I'll tell you what. We'll take a break while they attend to the injured player here. You are listening to Clay Battelle CB Football here on WAJR.com.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainer schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Welcome back here to Clay Battelle High School. It's a 4th down and 1. They line up in that power I formation. The one wide receiver is to the right. They bunch it up. They are going to not go on a hard count. Oates gets stopped at the line of scrimmage, but bounces off his blockers and goes forward. He gets way past the first down here, down at about the 27, and it'll be first down for Magnolia.
They actually had him stopped at the line. He just ran into the back of one of his linemen there, but was able to bounce off and keep going forward, and then there was a hole there.
First down and 10. The line to gain is now the 17. The referees call a timeout to reset the play clock. Want it to be reset to 30 or 40. And now we get going. The line to gain once again is now the 18.5. Line up in an I formation this time with a tight end offset. They motion that tight end now inside. Hand it off to Oates. Oates design. Actually, no, it's Anderson. Anderson is going to go untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Magnolia.
Not the way you wanted to start this.
No, it is not. It is not. So with 7:52 left to go here in the third quarter, the game is now on to a two-score game with the extra point pending. It's 27-14.
Does look like they're going to go for 2 though this time instead of kicking it.
You are correct, Chance. They line up under center. Pro formation here, but they're going to motion the tight end on the left side into the middle. One wide receiver to the right. A little toss play here to Oates. Oates bounces off a couple tacklers. He's going to be very close. Is he in? No. He's going to be short. 2-point conversion, no good. And it is 27-14. 7:52 left to go here in the third quarter. All right, Chance, do you go back to what got you here, maybe run the ball a little bit more, or do you keep throwing it?
No, you just need to calm down. You had Zach Hall had one good running play there. And then, you had the push by their line. You lost a couple yards. You went into panic mode. But the fact was, me and you both agree, J.C. Spears had that first down with the run. Sometimes you can't go for that home run ball. And then you got to also think about who you're going to the home run ball to. If you're throwing that up to Ponceroff, that's played different by Ponceroff. That's Maverick Gum. That's not the guy you're normally throwing deep to. You got to know when to just tuck the ball, run up, get the first down. Let's live to see another, 4 downs.
All right. Kickoff set to go here. I'd love a special teams. Good special teams run here if you're Clay Battelle. Get that field position game going very well.
I do believe, with what I've seen from Magnolia in this game, left to right is not good. North to south is better.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like you need to hit them right up the middle and going from there. They stretch things to the side very well. Very athletic team.
All right, kickoff set and ready to go here. See where they boot this one over to. It's a booming kick. It's going to go right to Josiah Morgan at the 15. He gets across the 20, over to the 30. Bounces off a tackler, cuts back upfield, gets across the 30, and down to about the 33, 32-yard line, and that is where Clay Battelle will take over first down and 10. Chance, if I looked at you and told you that this Magnolia team is 2-7, would you believe it?
No.
No.
I feel like there's more wins here. I do hear a lot from what the coach was saying earlier. Wishes he could play the season over. I see a team that,
well, he pretty much can.
Inexperienced.
Oates, I think, is not a senior, and neither is Anderson, and their quarterback is a sophomore.
So you're going to see a lot of this come next year also.
Yep. All right, Wildcat formation, strong side to the right. They run it to that right side. Zach Hall dances, breaks a tackle, stiff arms at the 35, and he gets across down to the 39. There's a flag.
That's going to be targeting or late hit.
Well, I don't know. It actually might be holding. It might be holding downfield.
Let's see what we got here. I do think it was after the play. Yep,
after the play, personal foul on the defense. Okay, that's going to add 15 yards. So that'll be... Chance, is that the first personal foul play this game?
I'm going to say we've had several penalties, but I don't remember a personal foul before that one.
I think most of them have been procedure penalties, though.
Agreed. I've got...
one hold?
One.
Okay. So now the ball is in Magnolia territory here. It'll be first down and 10 for Clay Battelle at the 47-yard line of Magnolia. Let's see where they line this ball up here. Zach Hall set to take the snap. Maddox Shriver to his left. Maverick Gum, Brady Nestor, the tight ends to the right. Looks like there was some confusion in setting up here, and Coach Wilson is going to call his first time out.
Don't want to use that being down by 2 scores.
No.
Like this, but especially on a first down. But at the same time, this is an important drive for you. You got to get it back to a 1-score game and hope the ball bounces your way on defense.
Obviously, that play was bigger than it was designed due to the personal foul penalty. But, Chance, do you like churning yards here? I mean, I understand. I still think you got to think about maybe throwing the ball. To tell you the truth, what I'd like to see is Zach Hall throw the ball to just keep them honest.
It's one of those, but we haven't seen him throw a whole lot this year.
I saw him warming up.
I was going to say, but something I noticed was Maverick Gum got like 12 yards the one time he carried the ball.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen him since. You know what? Hall's wanting to keep breaking the big one. Maybe what you need is just 8, 10, 12.
That takes a lot of clock,
10,
though.
12. I'm not worried about the clock right now. I'm not in the fourth quarter. I need to get it back to a 1-score game. I need to make sure the ball goes in the end zone.
All right. Zach Hall set to take the snap in an empty backfield. He is going to throw it. Flag is on the play. Ponceroff does catch it. He goes out of bounds. He stays inbounds. He's going to go towards the end zone.
All going to be nope, it's on us.
Yeah.
That is a sick call right there. Illegal motion, it looks like.
My goodness. I asked for it, and Coach Wilson said, "You shall receive, young one." And it goes exactly how you want it to, except for a procedure penalty. Good throw by Zach Hall, by the way.
Agreed. Nice throw. Better than I've, I'll say
seen him all season throw it.
Throw it all season, and now all of a sudden that defense has to think about that. It's still first down. First and 15. Maybe you come back here, you run it a play or two, and you set that back up again. I do see Zach Hall coming out wide, so.
Yep. Josiah Morgan and Zach Hall, the wide receivers to the right. Maverick Gum and Ponceroff, the receivers to the left. Spears throws. He's got Zach Hall open on the dump-off. He catches it at midfield. Stiff arms, goes out of bounds at about the 43, I want to say. 42? Looks
like right now. I don't know where we're at.
42. Every time he goes out of bounds, I can't tell. I was like, where did he step out? I can't really tell. But that...
it's a 10-yard reception, I do believe.
Yep, 6:58 left to go in the third quarter. It will be second down and 5 for the CBs.
Kind of happy the pass by Hall maybe was called back. My stat sheet gets all confused when the guy throws the ball.
All right, they line up in an I formation here. Under center. Fake the handoff. Spears has no time, and he goes down immediately.
That is going to be a 7-yard loss.
Third down and 12 here for Clay Battelle. It feels like just as you get some momentum going on offense, they throw a pass and they get sacked.
Yep, and that play right there, to be honest with you, that play just looked messed up. I believe there was a miscommunication somewhere, and it was definitely blown up by the Magnolia defensive line.
Spears lines up in an empty backfield, 3 receivers to the left. They bring in Shriver as a tight end, 2 receivers to the right. Spears rolls to the left. He's going to throw a deep one, and Ponceroff tries to catch it one-handed, and it falls incomplete.
I don't know on that one. I don't know. It's we're starting. I hate to say it, we're seeing a little bit of the sloppiness
frustration
we've seen in the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I know everybody's starting to get back healthy. We just need to get a little bit more consistency here out of everybody.
So that'll bring up 4th down, and they're going to punt it away here. Can't tell who that is back deep to receive for Magnolia. Punt is away. Goes at the 20. Bounces across the 20 down to about the 15 and keeps on rolling. Goes inside the 15, and that is where they will down it at about the 14.5-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Magnolia. 5:53 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Magnolia leads 27-14 over the Clay Battelle CBs.
I'm going to give me some field conditions there. Who are?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Field conditions, turf. Chance.
It is, but let's give our sponsor a
shout. Oh yeah,
out.
absolutely. Field conditions sponsored by Horizon Medical Technologies Express Testing. Express results at horizonmedtech.com.
I'm trying to figure something out here. I thought that went to the 10.
No, it went to the 15.
The 15?
It went to the 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
All right, they line up in an I formation. They motion the tight end in tight. They hand it off to Oates. Oates gets forward, gets a good push from his offensive line. I thought he got a lot more than it looks, but we're at a bad angle here. He only got about 2.5, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7. See, here's the thing, Chance. This is why I've been so confused all night. Short runs end up looking longer, and long runs end up look shorter.
It's all about camouflage and how the play looks.
Oh, my goodness. You and these camouflage jokes. It's a good thing you're a dad and I'm not.
It's going to keep coming.
All right, I formation here. They're going to probably motion the tight end on the right in tight. Yes, they will. Hold it up here a little bit. Delay the snap. They do hand it off, though, to the strong side to Oates. Oates gets across the 35 and gets brought down at about the 24, 23. Line to gain is the 24.5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and very short 1. Clock is rolling with 4:30 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. They line up in that power I formation. In the backfield is Levi Urbanek, Anderson, and Oates. They hand it off to Oates. Oates gets lit up!
Lit up. Is that Statler, I do believe?
That was Statler. He somehow still gets enough for the 1st down, and he's like, hey, guys, you might want to put me in concussion protocol.
You're just coming off.
My goodness.
I'll give him the 1 yard. I don't.
Wow. He got absolutely lit up on that play. And you just hate that it just ends up being a fresh set of downs for the Golden Eagles. Anderson is the tailback in the backfield now. It looks like Urbanek is now the fullback. They motion in the tight end in tight. Hand it off to Anderson. Anderson bounces to the outside, and he somehow gets a lot of space into the open field. He cuts back inside after trying to be hit out of bounds, gets across midfield, and goes over to the 45.
30 yards on the carry.
I understand Oates is your home run ball, but Anderson's just
as good.
Different animal.
He is.
He's a junior, too.
And 2 guys took Statler out on that play on the line. Both of them allowed him to come in and just waved him off to the side with some nice blocking. And that's your big boy. You need to step in front and hit Anderson like he hit Oates.
1st down and 10. Magnolia is in opponent territory now at the 45 of Clay Battelle. They motion the tight end in tight. They hand it off to Oates to the right side. He bounces in between the tackle and the guard. Gets a nice gain, but minimal. It's a gain of about 4 on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Golden Eagles.
That puts Oates up to 160 yards for the night.
It feels like he has more than that, though, doesn't it?
It does. The shocking part is you've got Anderson at 107.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like,
he seems like he's been the power back, but he has
take away the 89-yard rush for a touchdown. Oates probably has a lot less yards than Anderson.
He does. He'd have 100 or 27 less, I do believe.
2nd and 6. Handed off to Oates, this time to the left. He gets across the 40 and gets met by Cooper Statler and a whole host of CBs. Actually, no, I don't think that was actually Cooper Statler. That might have been Joe Stewart.
I know Josiah Morgan was in on it because he's got the bright green cleats, so I know who he is.
3rd down and 2 here for the Golden Eagles as they have an injured player down on the field. Can't tell exactly who that is. So, Chance, 3rd down and 2 here coming up. Who do you give the ball to? It's obviously going to be a run, but do you give the ball to Anderson or do you give the ball to Oates?
I don't think it matters at this point in time. I really don't. I mean, I think the options are available for the Magnolia coach, not in a negative way as I say that.
Mm-hmm.
I just believe both options are available. What I feel the difference needs to be is, yes, this leads to, giving up the home run, but Clay Battelle at some time in this game
needs to just stack the box.
Has to start attacking the line. They're sitting back and they're allowing the Magnolia runners to come to them. They're running over top of them on top of things as they make the tackle, which is giving them another 2 yards per carry, as they fall forward for 6 feet. Sooner or later, you got to start streaking up to that line, sending your linebackers, trying to blow it up in the backfield. And if they gain even a yard here, they're going to go for it on 4th down.
You got to hope for a loss.
Yes, that's why you got to attack that line. You got to send people in, try to break it up in the backfield. Maybe you get lucky and you get in there before the handoff's in there and the ball goes bouncing your way.
All right, 3rd down and 2. The line to gain is the 35. As the injured player for Magnolia is being helped up, that is number 75, Isaac Voorhees. And he needs to be helped out by the trainer and a couple of teammates.
Well, it's a good thing. All I can say is a good thing it's not Friday the 13th. Because he would have been a scary character if it was a Friday the 13th. You didn't get that one, did you?
No, I didn't.
I'm
sorry.
It's Voorhees. It's Jason Voorhees on Friday the 13th.
Oh.
And his name's Voorhees. Man,
I just knew he was...
That wasn't even a dad joke, man. That was going to scary movie joke. I thought you were going to be there for
I
that.
just know his name's Jason. I didn't know his last name was Voorhees.
We need to attack. Attack here. Let's stop laying back. Let's send some people. If something bad happens, it happens.
You go down 3 scores, you go down 3 scores. I mean,
yep. I mean, they can either do it quickly or they can do it slowly. If you ain't attacking, it's just going to happen slowly the way they're moving it.
All right, they line up the tight end out wide. He moves in motion in tight. They hand it off to Oates. Oates is going to get very close to the 1st down if he didn't get it already. He's going to be marked short, about yard short here. Now you bring the house if you're Clay Battelle.
They did attack a little bit more there. I felt off the side.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout-out to one of our fans, Zach Hall's grandmother.
Oh, my gosh. She made us some absolutely tremendous cookies, did she not?
She did. We got some soft chocolate chip cookies from her that I've been having to keep you from the back of the room to make sure I'm able to get 1 or 2 before the end of the
Well, I ate some when you went for your bathroom break, so sorry about that.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah. Power I formation here. 3 guys in the backfield. They hand it off to Oates. Oates gets the 1st down, but not a whole lot more. The line to gain was the 35. He gets marked down at the 32, and that will move the chains. Actually, that was Anderson on the carry for Magnolia. I feel like that's his shortest gain in a long time.
And I do see, I believe the coaches are seeing it too. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more pressure. I do believe if we keep that up, I'm going to be on the positive side here and say something positive is going to happen.
Wouldn't be surprised, though, if they take a shot now. Just to try it.
Right, they could.
Yeah.
And they're putting Big 88 out wide.
Mm-hmm.
Which he is much bigger than, I believe, Landon Savage, who's out there covering him. But that is the Savage land.
Pro formation here. Handed off to Anderson on a misdirection. Good tackle there by Josiah Morgan. Getting low, hitting him at the knee. And he goes down at about the 25.
Still 6 yards on the
Yeah, it is still 6 yards. You are correct. Actually, they're going to mark him down at the 26. So that'll bring up, it's still 5 yards, 2nd down and 5 here for Magnolia. But let's see what they do here. They do substitute in Brady Nestor. I think if you're Clay Battelle here, and they're gonna somebody's gonna call a timeout. Actually, no, that's the final play of the third quarter.
End of the third quarter.
So we will go into the fourth quarter here with Clay Battelle down 2 scores, 27-14. We'll take a quick break and come back with the fourth quarter of action here on WAJR.com.
Morgantown is a great place to live. Hello, I'm Rob Lang, 5th generation owner of Lang Monument, the family business. That's right, we've been here 148 years and wouldn't have wanted to be anywhere else. Most work is still done on site and guaranteed by my family. We're proud of our community and happy to provide and maintain your monuments. We offer senior discounts, Visa, MasterCard, and other financing options. Lang Monument, located on Don Knotts Boulevard, across from the Wharf District.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
So welcome back to Clay Battelle High School here on WAJR.com. If you can't tell, I'm eating one of those delicious cookies that Zach Hall's grandmother made me.
Linda, by the way, was her name.
Yes, Linda.
We did get to meet her tonight. This is her first ball game.
Yeah. Had to come see her grandson play on senior night.
He has made one big play. Let's see if he can, get away and get him the ball back and have him make something big again. We definitely need something on defense here that get the ball to bounce our direction.
Mm-hmm. So Clay Battelle here will be in a 2nd down and about 4 or 5 situation. They line up with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Their number 15, Urbanek, is going to be lined up in the slot. So there's actually 4 wide receivers, but they'll probably motion him in tight. They do. He's tight to the left side. They run Anderson to the right, and he's got a lot of space, and he gets past the first down marker into the red zone, and that will move the chains and put the ball at about the 15-yard line, 1st down and 10 for Eagles. Chance, I wouldn't necessarily say it's over if they score a touchdown here, but your margin is pretty slim. You have to march down the field quickly and score and get a stop if you even want to have a chance.
Agreed. I totally agree with you. Probably looking at onside kicks at that point in time, and recovering a couple of them.
Oates is about 12 yards in the backfield here as he gets the handoff, but he's got some space. He bounces to the outside, gets tackled from behind by Gunnar Price, down at about the 11-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down for the Magnolia Golden Eagles. Gain of about 4, 2nd down and 6 for Magnolia.
Yeah, you got 172 by Oates right now and 124 by Anderson. It's starting to stack.
It's a 1-2 punch.
It is. And, Anderson, like you said, is elusive to the point of he don't look that fast.
No.
But he's 5 yards deep on you before you know it.
Not to mention the fact that he can break tackles in abundance. He's the tailback in the backfield, 2 receivers on each side. They motion in the tight end on the left side, in tight. Hand it off to Anderson. Anderson stopped for a minimal gain. Is the ball on the ground?
I seen a lot of jumping, but I think they were all just wanting to try to get a shot in on him while he was finally.
Well, he was down. Yeah, 10.5 minutes left to go here in this game. Clay Battelle is now in a good position here on defense, 3rd down and 5 for the Golden Eagles of Magnolia. The line to gain is the 5-yard line.
It'll bring up an interesting.
They have Oates and the tail at the tailback position. He's lined up at the 23-yard line. Anderson is in tight. They hand it off to Oates. Oates cuts back to the middle of the field. He's probably going to get the 1st down. I think his knee was right at the 5, and that is what it's going to be, his 1st down and goal at the 5-yard line. And he's holding his ankle again.
Lower part of his either ankle or lower part of the leg, for sure.
He had an injury earlier in the game where he had to be sidelined for a defensive series pretty much. And that and that injury looks like it has come back for Magnolia. I don't like saying this, but Chance, you haven't caught a lot of breaks this year. You had one break last year due to an injury with Baker coming out in Payton City, with Oates possibly being sidelined for the remainder of this game. You could key in on Anderson and really take advantage on the defensive side.
Agreed.
But once again, they're probably going to score on this drive unless you make a really good gold line stand, and even that, you're going to be deep into your own territory, and you're still going to have to score quickly.
Agreed. And you got the main thing is here getting a stop, finding a way to do it. But I believe if Oates comes off, you got to throw everything at Anderson. You got to send the house, as you say, make some tackles behind the line of scrimmage, and hope to be able to get the ball back, because we know Zach Hall's got the home run ability to take it 95 yards in 20 seconds.
Well, it also should be mentioned that Oates plays a big part on this defensive side. I'm pretty sure he's the free safety. So if you start having to need a quick attack here, having your starting free safety out and you got a home run threat like Ponceroff, that can end up being a little bit of difficulty if you're Magnolia on the defensive side. Now, it's a good thing that you have a 2 to 3 score lead, but at the same time, though, you worry about that kind of thing.
But I am interested to see if we get a stop here and let's say force a fourth down.
Mm-hmm.
Would they kick it? Kicking it will put them up 16. That's 2 scores, 2 2-point conversions.
That's a
at
good
that
point.
In time. Something to keep an eye on, because I know you said their kicker's definitely got a leg.
Yeah.
Just a little bit erratic in the film we've seen, but.
Well, that is a good point, and I mean they're only 2 yards away from what would be an extra point.
Yes.
So I think if you're Magnolia, though, you sit there and say your defense has not given up any points so far this second half. You're now into the fourth quarter. If we go for it and don't get it, we put the ball at their own 5-yard line, and they got a pass. We've been pressuring their quarterback all day. They can't take a safety. So I think it's a little – if you could go up 3 scores with a field goal, yes, I would say kick it. But the fact of the matter is that it would still be a 2-score game if you kicked a field goal. I say go for it on fourth down. You don't really gain anything by a field goal. It goes from a 13-point game to a 16-point game. All right, here we go. First down and goal here for the Magnolia Golden Eagles. Anderson is the tailback. He gets the handoff. Wrapped for a minimal gain. It depends on if they mark him where he fell forward. He does get about 1 yard here, so that'll be, I believe that was Cooper Statler on the tackle, so that'll be second down and goal here. Ball is at the 4-yard line.
Just a shout out once again. Applebee's, half-price appetizers outside. Sooner or later, we're going to get them to start doing
Listen, this is probably going to be the last week unless they actually start giving us free food, because Steak and Shake opening up pretty soon,
Yeah, you're right. Got a little competition.
One wide receiver, they hand it off to Anderson. Anderson's going to fight his way forward. He's in. Touchdown, Magnolia. And just like that, it is a 3-score game. If you kick the extra point here, you go up 20.
2, you go up 21.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like a heartbreaker for us here in the final game, Ethan. We've had close games all season long. Last thing you want to see, you got the motivation of beating Payton City last week.
I will say, though, you are a turnover. It has to happen pretty soon, but you are a turnover away from getting back into this game. And they're going to do a little bit of a Philly special here. The ball falls short. The pass was intended for the quarterback there. Chance, you know that was the Philly special, right?
Well, one thing I can say is it was incomplete.
Yeah. So it'll end up still being a 19-point game for the CBs of Clay Battelle. It's still a 3-score game here with 9 minutes left to go in the game.
So kickoff return all the way back.
I was about to say, if you can get a special teams play, it doesn't even have to be all the way back. You just need to get it into opposing territory really quickly. Pass the ball, get into the red zone, throw it to Ponceroff, and then go to Zach Hall once you get in the red zone. I think that's a distinct possibility. And you've shown that card that he can pass. Just roll him out to the outside, have Ponceroff sit in the corner of the end zone there. If he's open, toss it to him.
It'd be interesting, like you said, need a good return. Let's set something up here for the offense. I mean, you still got 9 minutes. A quick score, say a score by 6 minutes, go for an onside kick. And, here's the thing: you can go for an onside kick, and it still may be one of the worst field positions they've had all night long.
Yeah.
I mean, their field position's been actually 2 games in a row now. Payton City in this game, that the field position game has been won by the visitors by far.
They're probably going to boom it here, and they'll probably boom it to Josiah Morgan, who's on the far side of us, lined up at about the 15-yard line. It's exactly what they do, but it's more of a line drive kick. It takes a high hop. Zach Hall's going to get it. He takes it at about the 10-yard line, cuts back upfield to the 15, 20, 25, 30. He's got a hole, 35, gets across the 40. He's got a couple guys to beat. Can he get out? He gets across to opponent territory and goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Chance, exactly what you had hoped for on that kick return.
I agreed. And now you got a chance. You got set up. Just need a quick score.
Have Ponceroff should be in the end zone at the end of every play on this drive. I don't care if you can get it there. Just make them think about it. But at the same time, though, if you're Magnolia, the defensive game plan doesn't change. You try and go after that quarterback if you can.
No, I agree. They're going to be bringing pressure every play.
Spears is set to take the snap. Maddox Shriver is to his left. They motion Zach Hall from left to right. They roll out to the right. They're going to throw a deep shot. He's got there. Josiah Morgan. He pulls him back. It's not enough contact to draw pass interference, and it'll fall incomplete. I know Josiah was trying to sell the pass interference there, but there's just not enough contact. You got to go and get that ball.
No, and once again, it's that same play right there to Ponceroff is probably caught.
Mm-hmm.
It's knowing who you're throwing to. And I mean, he's throwing it deep. He's got it down there. It was still close.
I still think that was a pretty ball.
Like I said, it was close, but at the same time, Ponceroff goes up and gets that if he's in that same situation.
2nd down and 10 for the Seabees. They line up under center here with Maverick Gum in the backfield. They roll out to the left. He throws it. He's got Ponceroff down at about the 29-yard line. That will move the chains for a first down. Clock will stop. 8:25 left to go here in this game.
28-yard lines. That'll be 12 on the catch for Ponceroff.
Now the clock will roll. Waiting for the play to come in. You got to be quickly here.
Yep, got to get it moving. Got to get in. Got to get these plays off.
Spears calls the play. They break the huddle with 8:08 left to go in this game. Ponceroff, the receiver to the left. Bunch of wide receivers to the right. They motion Zach Hall from right to left. Fake the handoff to Shriver. He looks right, throws it to Josiah Morgan, goes through his hands, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Josiah Morgan is a little bit off his game tonight.
I agreed. I haven't seen him look like this since game 1
against
100. I mean, it's been a really funny as in weird season what we've seen from these kids. But I can tell you this: I've seen growth, and I've seen them never giving up, which is a great thing for young men that you see going out into the world, because there's a whole lot more to this world than high school football.
Oh, 100%. All these kids are going to make really good impacts on the world. And plus, Ponceroff, I mean, it's hard to say this, but we'll get to it after this 2nd down play here. They line up under center. They're going to fake the handoff and roll out to the left. Spears is just going to throw this one out of bounds, and he will live to fight another down at 3rd down and 10. This isn't even Ponceroff's best sport. I need to emphasize that, because Ponceroff is a basketball player, and when you watch him catch passes, you can tell he's a basketball player.
He goes up like a rebound, and he always gets it. And the shocking part was, we were talking all season long, even though I've had the paperwork in front of me.
Yeah.
It felt like he's a junior.
No, he's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
And he's probably grown a foot since last season. His dad told us that he's grown close to a foot. 3rd down and 10 here They line up under center. They're going to toss it to Zach Hall. Zach Hall's going to throw. He's going to throw it deep, and it's picked off. It's going to be pass interference, and this one's going to get called back. Nice hit by Landon Savage.
That was a nice hit after.
Yeah, it was a nice hit. He was like, you know what, I'm just going to take my talents and just lay this kid out. Clear and obvious pass interference here. He showed no initiative to put the ball. The throw was the throw was short. Also, Ponceroff had to come back to the ball. He wouldn't allow him to do that. That's classic pass interference, and that'll move the sticks here. I believe 15 yards and an automatic first down.
Yeah, he kept, he had his hands in the air, trying to keep it in front, but he just kept moving forward, and the ball being a little bit behind.
Also, a good job by Ponceroff selling that pass interference. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't obvious, but you still have to go try and make a play on the ball. Yes. If you're just fighting the contact, you're not going to get the call. Agreed. Because the defender has as much right to the ball as you do. But the fact that he was trying to get back to the ball is what sold the pass interference. First down and 10 here at the 14-yard line. Zach Hall lines up to take the snap in a Wildcat. Wide side of the field is to the right. They call a flag. I think this one's going to be offsides. Okay.
That one. Okay. All right, let me redo my thing over because I had that one. I thought I knew what that was. Getting ahead of myself.
Just when you think you know everything, you learn that you know nothing.
Total agreement on that.
Moves the ball from the 14 to the 9 here. First down and 5 for Clay Battelle. Now they're doing exactly what I said. You get down in the red zone, then you do what got you here to this point. Line up Zach Hall in the backfield. Strong side of the field of the blockers to the right. That is the wide side of the field. They snap it. Zach Hall runs to his right. He's going to bounce to the outside. Waits a little bit too long for his blockers. They can't hold him. And he gets wrapped for a loss. I think Zach Hall's got to plant his foot and then just cut inside and go there. I think if he wants to go to the outside, he just needs to run and go now.
Yeah, agreed. He a little bit of hesitation on his part.
Second down and 6, a loss of 1 on that play. The clock is rolling and not your best friend right now. 6:40 left to go in this game. Zach Hall set to take the snap. Strong side of the field. Strong side blockers are to the right. Strong side of the field is to the left. He runs up the middle and does get a nice gain of about 5, and that'll bring up third down and 1 for the Seabees. Clock is rolling. There is a player down for Magnolia. Clock now stops with 6:20 left to go in the game for an injury timeout to Magnolia. Also need to mention, I'm watching Oates on the sideline. He's trying to stretch that ankle out, but that is a heavy hobble there. You can tell by Oates.
Yeah, if we see him again tonight, it'll shock me.
If we see him again tonight, it'll be because the game is a lot closer, I think.
Yeah, I'd say if I was a coach, I'd think.
To tell you the truth, his offensive night is probably done. And you don't play him on defense unless Clay Battelle can get back into this game, and you need to play him at free safety for deep pass help.
Yeah, they're holding the arm of the Magnolia player here that's coming off.
Believe that 52. Is 52. That is Hunter Goddard. This is a Magnolia team that's, I think, going to make some noise next year. I think this is a team that has the capability to get into the playoffs because this is a lot of juniors and a lot of sophomores and juniors on this roster, and you talked about it with their coach. He said that he really wishes that the season would have started in October because they really started to get things rolling after those first 4 games. They're, in all likelihood, with 6:14 left to go in this game, going to end the season on a 3-game winning streak. Third down and 1 here. Zach Hall takes the snap. He runs it up the middle. He does get the first down. He's trying to push forward. He's not going to get to the goal line. The ball is going to be down at the 1. Give Maverick Gum the ball and let him shove him into the end zone. Clock now starts rolling again at 5:55 left to go in this game. They're going to let it keep to Zach Hall here, though. Snap is good. He bounces to the middle. Is he going to be into the end zone? Yes. Referee signals yes. Touchdown, Clay Battelle. They're not dead yet.
They are not.
Still a long ways to go here, but they are not dead yet. They are down 13 here with an extra point pending here. Well, let's see here. I mean, does it really gain you anything to go for 2? It doesn't. They're going to kick the extra point. All right. Cooper Statler's going to kick the extra point here. Kick is up, and it's good.
Statler's had a good night.
Yes,
kicking,
he has.
Even though he is limping as he goes off.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to come down to an onside kick here, by all means.
You have 2 timeouts. It should be mentioned as well.
Then you're going to have to, if you don't get the onside kick, you're going to have to start hitting the holes and somehow get Anderson stopped. If you don't get the onside kick, do you use your timeouts now? Yes.
Or do you wait?
No. You use them now on this drive. Well, on first down, if they get less than 5 yards, you use a timeout. They get more than 5, maybe you let it go.
Okay.
You want to start using them where you can hopefully turn a 3-down drive, from first down, get the clock stopped twice, and get them held up.
An average drive, I think, if you let the clock roll, would be about 3 minutes. That would take that down to 2:45 left to go in the game. I don't think you can get 2 scores in 2:45. That's even if you stop them on a 3-and-out and let the clock roll.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Look for somebody on their front line that looks like they don't want to touch that football.
If his number is more than 30, you kick it to him. Except 80. Except 84. If he's got a 50, kick it right to him. And it's going to be touched by a Clay Battelle guy. Oh, they're going to say he touched it. There's a flag on the play because I think it touched off a Clay Battelle guy first. So I think they're going to re-kick it. Well, I'm not sure how the penalty works there. Do they re-kick it, or do they do they take the ball at where the spot of the foul is?
I mean, it hit Max Shriver in the head, but then if the Magnolia guy touches it, does it make the ball legal again? I know there's a flag. I would say that if we recovered it, they would have to do a 5-yard penalty and re-kick.
And I think you're right. So they are saying illegal touching here.
We'll find out if they got the re-kick or if they just get the ball. And
they're bringing the offense out onto the field.
Yeah, that's not good.
I understand the penalty. I mean, if it's illegal touching, you should be allowed to take the ball where it was illegally touched.
It was a bad bounce on the kick.
Yeah.
It was. And it just bounced up and hit.
It was such a weird bounce. Like, it seemed like it's like JC kicked a change-up pitch. But anyways, Magnolia now has the ball in opponent territory. Not that it matters anymore. First down and 10 at the 44. They hand it off to Anderson. Anderson's got some space. He could possibly go to the end zone here, but he's drugged down inside the 20, down to about the 15. Clock will stop to reset the chains. And there's a cramp on the field for Clay Battelle. They're going to stop the clock. But as soon as they get the player off the field, the clock's going to roll. So 5:36 left to go in this game. Clay Battelle trails by 12 points. Score of 33-21. Not the way that you want to start the drive here if you're Clay Battelle on defense. I'm seeing a couple guys down on the sideline for Magnolia. You see Oates still hobbling. Number 58, Jaden Lynch, is on the bench, and so is number 75, Isaac Voorhees, which I believe is the guy that went down and is related to Jason from Friday the 13th.
Yep. He has relatives up in the Crystal Lake area of West Virginia. Because that would be where the horror movie also happened, was Crystal Lake.
Now, I do know that.
You do know that? Okay,
yeah.
I thought I had to explain
I
that one
didn't
to
know
you too.
that Jason's last name was Voorhees. I just knew that, like, it's like, if you ask me who the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street is, I can give you his name. It's Freddy Krueger.
How about the guy from Halloween?
Michael Myers.
See, you know their last names. How do you not know Jason's?
I don't think it comes up a lot.
What's Chucky's last name?
Dahl.
Okay, I ain't even going to argue with that one because I really don't know what Chucky's last name is.
I don't know what Chucky's last name is either. Do you know what
the Post guy just said he don't know Chucky's last name?
Do you know what the last name is of the family that's in House of a Thousand Corpses, Three from Hell, and Devil's Rejects?
Come on, help me out.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I bet it's
horror movies. Names don't matter because they don't last long. All right, first down and 10 here for Magnolia. Stop talking about horror movies and we'll move on to high school football here on the final week of the season. They hand it off to Anderson. Anderson just follows his blockers, gets across the 10 down to about the 8. And he's probably going to be really close to a first down here. Actually, he's marked down at the 9, but it's still a gain of 7, which is second. Actually, it's a gain of about 8. It's second down and 2. Clock still winding here. Clay Battelle not electing to use their timeouts. There's 4.5 minutes left to go in this game. Clay Battelle has had the definition of a Mountain S season. Up and down. Lots of ups, lots of downs. Unfortunately, this season looks to be ending on a valley. They hand it off to Anderson again. He bounces to the outside, gets drugged down at about the 6. That is going to be a first down. And that'll bring... And the clock should stop here, but I guess not. They're just moving this ball... they're just moving this clock around. And Magnolia will take over first and goal. This is definitely a more improved Magnolia side. You honestly just say, Chance, you wish you would have gotten him in September.
Yes, you'd want to play him a little bit earlier on, I do believe.
3.5 minutes left to go in this game. First down and goal. They line up with 2 receivers on each side. Single back formation. They move the tight end that was lined up, slot to the left, in tight. He hands it off to Anderson. Anderson's got a big hole. He's in for the touchdown. And they take a 39-21 lead.
That now gives Anderson 18 carries, 174 yards, and 2 TDs unofficially.
I kind of at a loss for words, Chance, because I really thought that we could end this season on a high note. Obviously, the biggest win will come against Payton City last week. You really hate it for these seniors on senior night, but one team's got to win and one team's got to lose. And Magnolia has also shown that they possibly might be one of the best, most improved teams in single A, as the extra point is good, and they take a 40-21 lead.
Yeah, looking at the schedule come next year, this is a team that is going to be a...
Can we get them in September this year?
Next year. Just for the record, though, with the House of 1,000 Corpses, like 3 of the characters don't even have a last name.
See?
Underneath
you
the cast
see?
members.
Last names don't matter in horror movies.
You got Baby, you got Captain Spaulding, Dr. Satan, Otis B. Driftwood. We'll just go with Driftwood for the last name.
Interesting. I feel like they have a name, but I'm sure I'll get a text from my father sometime saying...
With the name?
Yeah, with the name, because he definitely would know.
Chucky don't have a last name either.
Yeah, see? Last names don't matter.
Voorhees.
I guess it would matter a little bit more in Friday the 13th because technically the killer in the first movie, spoiler alert, is Mrs. Voorhees.
Yes, if you've not seen that by now, and like since 1982, I think.
They kick it to Josiah Morgan. They toss it to Zach Hall at about the 15-yard line. He cuts across the 20 over to the 25, gets across the 30, and gets brought down at about the 32. I'll look at some scores here for you, Chance. There's a lot of them that have gone final. East Hardy defeats Petersburg by a score of 39-0. Tucker County defeats Hampshire by a score of 64-7. Greenboro West defeats Moorfield by a score of 63-16. Williamstown defeats Wheeling Central by a score of 65-21. Wahama wins 60-6. St. Mary's up 46-6 final. Tug Valley beats Van 46-6. Cameron wins 48-7. Tyler Consolidated beats Doddridge 27-13. As we'll describe the play for you here on 1st down and 10 for the Seabees with 3 minutes left. Spears drops back to pass. He throws it deep to Ponceroff. It hits him in the hands, but it goes over his back and falls incomplete. Work County defeats Webster County by a score of 37-6. Midland Trail wins 51-6 over Pocahontas County. Madonna defeats Calhoun County by a score of 29-6. Montcalm defeats Blake County, Virginia by a score of 33-0, so Montcalm finishes 7-2. Payton City defeats Valley Wetzel by a score of 42-12. That moves their record to 8-2. So it's really going to come a battle of bonus points, and I think Montcalm will probably have the edge there as Zach Hall gets the catch on a bubble screen, and he goes out of bounds at about the 44-yard line on a catch. Gilmer County defeats South Harrison 34-20. There are no more teams undefeated in AA. Nitro defeats Scott by a score of 28-24 in the final week of the season. J.C. Spears lines up in an empty backfield, 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The 1 to the left is Ponceroff. They motion now Zach Hall over to the left side. Oh, my goodness. They have no idea what they're doing. But, oh, no, there comes the flag. Spears rolls, throws, intercepted. That was the one thing you couldn't do. I feel like if you see that ball on, if you see a flag, you just throw that one out of bounds.
Throw it in the ground.
Yeah. Let's see here. We've got Winfield defeating Point Pleasant by a score of 35-24. North Marion defeats Liberty Harrison by a score of 62-20. Roane County defeats Oak Glen. Roane County was 8-1. Oak Glen was 1-8. Roane County wins by a score of 27-21.
I'm beginning to think maybe Roane County didn't play their starters in that game. And
yeah.
Somehow snuck by.
Fairmont Senior wins against East Fairmont by a score of 48-14. Mingo Central defeats Mount View 47-0. Mingo Central goes to 8-2 on the year. And Anderson takes the ball on the first play from scrimmage, runs for a first down into opponent territory. You could probably take a knee at this point.
You probably could have, but I think Anderson wanted to get ahead of his sidekick in the yardage thing because that now puts him at 192. You can tell him he does have the lead now. We can take a knee.
Princeton defeats Parkersburg South by a score of 48-27. Jefferson defeats Washington by a score of 48-0. Huntington defeats Hurricane by a score of 28-6. Cabell Midland defeats Riverside 56-0. University defeats Oak Hill, who finishes the year 8-2 now, 34-27. Oak Hill will make the playoffs, and with that win, University should be in the playoffs as well. Maddox Shriver was begging the referee to call a false start because he jumped, and he's going to get it. That does stop the clock and moves the ball back 5 yards. 1:28 left to go in this game. Any other scores, Chance, you want me to...
What's the Preston County score? I don't remember.
Oh, yes. Preston County. Preston County. Let me look here. Where are you, Preston County? Philip Barber woke up.
Did they wake up?
They outscored them a lot to a little in the second half. Philip Barber beats Preston County by a score of 46-20.
Yes, that was by a lot.
A lot to a little. Lindsley defeats Morgantown by a score of 24-7. As Magnolia will take a knee, and they'll have to snap the ball one more time. They will finish the year 3-7. Clay Battelle will also fall to 3-7. Want to thank everybody for listening to us all season. Of course, we have been very welcomed by this community, and Chance, I can honestly say that this was the best 3-7 I have ever been a part of.
It was, the games were, even though you hate to say it because last season we had a better record, the games were more exciting to call this year because a lot of the games were close.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And as you said, I've used the words feel adopted by this community.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've really welcomed us. Look forward, hopefully, to attending the high school banquet with you. I believe November 19th. Feel blessed to have gotten an invitation to go to it. I am happy to have spent a couple more nights with the Dominion Post guy here who keeps us up to date with our stats as we go along. But definitely have enjoyed the season.
Speaking of stats, why don't you go ahead and give those for me?
Okay, I'm on an unofficial, of course, but I've got Oates with 26 carries, 177 yards, and
2 touchdowns?
I believe 2 touchdowns is what I got.
3 straight?
Three, okay. Then you've got Anderson with 19 carries, 197 yards, and 3 TDs. There's a third one up there. The quarterback, I know in the first half was 4 of 7 for 62, I think it was. I don't think he done a whole lot of passing in the second half. You've got Zach Hall with 16 carries, 111 yards, and 3 TDs to finish out his career here at Clay Battelle, along with 4 catches for 22 yards. You've got Ponceroff. I had him, Ponceroff, 4 catches, 78 yards. In the first half, I know Spears was 6 of 10 for 83 yards. He did have 2 interceptions as the night concluded there. I mean, it's been a phenomenally exciting season by these Clay Battelle CBs. It is a shame
that the record doesn't reflect
the record does not reflect it. I've enjoyed the conversations with Coach Wilson throughout this year, and with Coach Wilson, I want to say that the boys never quit.
Yeah,
and leadership has a lot to do with that. They follow the leader ain't giving up, they're not giving up, and so I think a lot goes out to him of getting these boys to just keep showing heart. They didn't give up tonight. They may have lost by 3 touchdowns, but the fact was they were down by 3, and they still went down and put it in the end zone and forced an onside kick.
Those stats are sponsored by Omega Commercial Interiors for office furniture. Buy local at Omega, located in Morgantown and in Charleston at OmegaCommercialInteriors.com. Chance, for one final time here on this post-game show, sponsored by the Insurance Centers, we're serving you as our best policy. One final time this season, go ahead and give me your power play of the game.
There are some plays that stick out to me, some hits by Statler and so on that, I'm a big ugly guy, enjoy those. But when it comes down to tonight, it's senior night, and I'm going to give a shout-out to Zach Hall.
Yeah.
With the 65-yard run, kind of changed the momentum of the game for a moment. We weren't able to sustain that and keep a hold of it, but I definitely want to give it to him, especially the point that Linda gave us some chocolate chip cookies. That may have helped in the voting process for the play of the game, but a 65-yard run that may have been the quickest we've seen Zach Hall move all year. I know we've mentioned also, possibility of calling some basketball games maybe together. I look forward to that if that does, present itself by all means, but I'm still happy to say that I was here to announce the games with you for Clay Battelle, and I do believe there's some bright steps ahead for this team.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about those bright steps here in just a second. That power play of the game is sponsored by Morgantown Power Sports, carrying a complete lineup of Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, and KTM. Morgantown Power Sports, located in the Mile Ground across the street from the airport at morgantownpowersports.com. So, returning talent, some guys are going to be playing different positions. I think the 2 that stick out the most, actually, I'll give you 3 names that stick out the most in my mind. I'm not a big uglies guy, so my mind goes into who do you have coming back that are weapons. Maverick Gum showed you a lot of promise coming into this season, being able to run the ball.
Agreed.
Braden Ponceroff Actually, you know what? I'll get to Braden Ponteroff last. Josiah Morgan will be a good wide receiver, just needs to develop maybe some more consistency, but he's shown that he can be a very effective wide receiver come next year if he is indeed wide receiver number 1.
Yes.
And then lastly, we talk about Braden Ponteroff. The reason why I want to talk about him is that we don't know what position he may play next year. He's listed as the backup quarterback, but man, if you got a freshman, I know as much as I hate to say it, but if you got a freshman who can throw, Ponteroff just seems like too good of a weapon to pass up at that wide receiver position.
You know, and you got this. I know it's been talked about a lot, even in legislation here lately, in Charleston.
Oh, you want to talk about transfers? We can talk about transfers.
But I mean, you got a transfer portal. I'm going to mention no names. I'm just going to say that if you got somebody out there who, say, maybe has a future at quarterback, that he feels that, you know, where he's at, he's not going to have the receiving core come next year.
You have 2 AAA schools in your vicinity. And you have a single-A private school in that same vicinity that year in to year out, you don't know if they're going to have a football team. I won't name names, but there's definitely weapons that you can attack the transfer portal if you wanted to.
And you've got J.C. Spears, who we said jumped to the top, in the top 10 in 1 year pretty well starting at quarterback. Yeah. And you're going to have Josiah Morgan back. You're going to have Ponteroff back. You're going to have that. You've got a tailback that's going to be coming back more than likely. Maverick Gum. The other one I want to say that I won't be surprised if we don't see on offense coming in. And I talk him up because he's on defense. He's not a big ugly by any means. But maybe we bring the Savage Lands to the offensive side. You know, the kid appears to be a good athlete. He's done a phenomenal job.
He's a junior as well.
You know, and now when you get to the big uglies, you know, you're going to have Statler back. You're going to have a couple other guys on the defensive line that play back, offensive line back. I think we talked earlier we're going to lose Easton Rowan, which, you know.
Easton Rowan and Joe Stewart, but everybody else is back. Cooper Statler, who we say his name a bunch, is only a sophomore. I think this sophomore class with Ponteroff, with Cooper Statler, let me see here. We've got Tyson Price. We've got Brendan Baker. I mean, this is a sophomore class that if they continue to grow, you know, we didn't even mention Brendan Baker's name, but the first 2 games of the year, he was a big impact on both sides of the ball. He was playing offensive line by the time he got injured, but at the same time, though, he was a big impact on the defensive side. And he's only a sophomore, and the guy's freaking huge.
Yes, and you also bring in the point, like we're bringing up other things like the transfer portal and so on. You're going to be looking at possibly 4 classifications by the time you come around next year. You go to 4 classifications, all of a sudden Clay Battelle is probably, with I would say what they're returning, going to be a top 18 in single-A football. I'm not afraid to say that.
Not to mention the fact that Magnolia is going to move to AA.
Yes, you're going to have a lot of teams. You're going to have like Williamstown.
Now, I will say this, that becomes more of an impact come playoff time rather than regular season. Not a lot changes in the regular season for these guys. I mean, like I say, Magnolia moves up to AA in your schedule, but who else other than that ends up being a AA school come next year? I don't think it's anybody else on that schedule.
Yeah. Cameron may not even exist. I mean, I ain't trying to throw that out. That school's so small. They play great football, but you got to start to wonder at one point in time, you know, with the educational system and teachers finding a hard time to get hired. We just seen, what was it, Robert C. Byrd and Liberty Harrison, I think.
2 AA schools.
Had to join forces because they were about to become extinct to a certain extent, not have the teachers and the faculties.
Not just going to single A. They were both AA schools, both good on enrollment, but they said, we don't have enough teachers employed in this. We're going to combine forces, and we're going to make Liberty Harrison the middle school and Robert C. Byrd the high school.
Yes, and I mean, you know, Robert C. Byrd just had a new high school in that process, too, so that's where they're going to hold the high school at. But last thing, you go to 4 classifications, Clay Battelle bringing back the team they're bringing back, it's definitely a playoff team capable. It'll be interesting to see on the quarterback, and you know what I mean. You know, transfer portal, we've seen it several times. We've seen Josiah Morgan this year come over because he felt he was going to get a chance to play with J.C. Spears at quarterback, and you've seen it led to a decent season by him. And I think it's something, you know, a future is bright here. I really do. In high school football, kind of like college, sometimes you're working on a 4-year thing, and you brought it up, like we got a big sophomore class. We don't know what the freshman has to do. I can tell you this, Ponceroff has a little brother as a freshman this year.
He said he doesn't play football. But, I mean, you're talking about freshmen. Caleb Snodgrass showed me some signs.
Yeah, I mean, but there's several players out there. We don't know what the freshman team look like. You know what I mean? Maybe we got some other players on the freshman team that are going to be able to step up here and contribute like this sophomore class did. And if you get any more help, say you get 1 or 2 players off that freshman team that come up and really contribute, you're going to be looking at a powerful single-A team.
By the way, we're talking about sophomores making a big impact. Joshua Wilson, who I've said his name come the last 2 weeks a ton, sophomore.
Yeah, you're looking at that. So it's like, this sophomore team class has contributed a lot. You bring a freshman class up like this class, I mean, all of a sudden, that is a major upgrade over what you've got.
Who are you going to miss the most next year?
Ooh.
I'm sorry I'm going to put you on the spot with that.
Do you want emotionally, or do you want the player I feel this team is going to miss the most?
Give me both.
Emotionally, to me, I'm in the big ugly guys. I'm going to miss Easton Rowan. I mean, I just enjoyed watching him play. The boy played with a lot of heart. When we do the 60-second thing and the boy says he wants to go be a farm hand out west, it's just, I enjoyed seeing that. So I'll say emotionally I'll go with Easton Rowan. When it comes to the player I think the team's going to miss the most, I'm going to go, as much as I hate for announcers to do that, I'm going to go an A-B on you. A, Zach Hall's hard to replace. The man could play quarterback. He could play tailback. He did get moved off the defensive side to keep him rested, which I think was a big improvement. Good call by the coach on that one. And then B, I mean, we're talking about who do we replace at quarterback? So them two guys together.
Maddox Shriver, I think, plays a big impact on the defensive side as well. That's your defensive play caller,
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. Chance, same time next year? What do you say?
Let's do it all over again.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you for listening to Clay Battelle CB's Football here on WAJR. Your final score, Magnolia 40, Clay Battelle 21. So long from this season here at Clay Battelle High School. Thanks for listening. I have been Ethan Collins and Chance Collins. Good night.